Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as I was going to was on the vice president. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to the Prince Double Show. Isaac, Mr. Vice President, if you can tilt your camera a little bit, your head is a little bit, so little bit, just like that, Mr. Vice President. Just leave it just like that. That's it. You're clear, and you are what? We are seeing everything there, right there. So welcome here, ladies and gentlemen. This is the president up there. I put the president up there. I didn't make no mistake. The president of the Grand Jury Association, Madam Edith Poah. She's the current president of our organization. You see Mr. Isaac Yanaway over there? He is our vice president. They want us to give them 2 years. So tonight, we're going to have 1 hour 45 minutes, almost 2 hours, discussing Grand Jury Association in the United States. We're going to be looking at the platform. We're going to look at wherever they did in the past, what they are doing now, and then we're going to have them here for the next 1 hour 45 minutes. Madam President, you're not settled down yet, so I'm going to play the music. Let me give them 1 minute to settle down. Yeah, that's one of the powerful, strong music right there with Alan Brown. I think Alan Brown sang both music for the two candidates. I think he did Octavio Gilmore, and I'm hearing the same voice. So he's not like a biased guy. Oh, I can do it. He's doing it. He's just doing it for his people. Whoever wins, wins. So, Madam Poah, welcome to the Prince Double Show. Mr. Isaac, Vice President Isaac, welcome, sir, to the Prince Double Show. So, Madam President, you are here for the next hour, and thanks for accepting our invitation to come out here. Mr. Vice President also, thank you for accepting our invitation to come here. So I'll give you guys 1 minute or even 2 minutes to actually, we know, but for our show, the purpose of our show, we'll give you 2 minutes to introduce yourself, and then you tell us your state that you are joining us from tonight. Mr. Vice President Isaac.
Good evening, my fellow Grangians. Thank you very much, Mr. Dobot, for giving us this opportunity to speak to our people. Again, my name is Isaac Nyenawet. I'm from Zambian Time, Poah, Lower Basin District, Grand Jury County. My both parents are all from Grand Jury County. I live in the state of Ohio, to be specific. I live in Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm the national vice president. I've served on several from district level, sectional organization, Liberian communities, African communities. Just a short summary of my profile, currently serving as national vice president of the Grand Jury Association.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. Let us now go to the president of our union.
Good evening, and Prince, and everyone online tonight. This is Edith Poah, National President of Grain Leader Association in the Americas. I am from Grand Leader County, precisely the Republic of Liberia, and I'm here tonight for us to be able to discuss issue related to our county and our organization, Grand Leader Association in the Americas. Thank you, Mr. Dubba.
Thank you, Madam President. The voice you just heard there and the picture you just saw there is our current president, the president of the Grand Leader Association in the United States. So, Madam President, how's the state of affairs of your organization?
Everything is pretty much intact, and it's a work in progress. But as it is right now, I would say we are doing pretty good. And thanks for asking.
Yeah, I saw you in May of this year. You had a convention in North Dakota. Was it North Dakota?
Correct.
You raised a lot of money. How you pull that? You made grandchildrens, those who could not go for conventions in the past, you made them to put them on the same hall that night and raise a lot of money, especially for the Queen contest. How did you do that? How did your administration came up with that?
It is actually a team effort, and we have a great team. I would also like to extend special thanks to the people of North Dakota. They did a pretty good job. We organized the convention, even though we had a lot of stuff going on at the time of the convention, but we were focused. Like this team is task focused and results driven. That's what I like the most about this team. When we say we're gonna do it, we're gonna put our all into it and get the job done. So of course, we went at the 2024 convention to be successful. We put work in it, and you got the result you got.
So everybody, all the chapters heads, everybody put themselves together to make that convention a successful one. How much
Correct.
you raised that night in grand
We
total? Just give me a total grand total.
about 74,000.
34,
74.
$74,000. I mean, you cash, not pledges, not check, not cash.
They estimated coming from the convention that night, everything at the end of the convention, we had like 74,000.
Wow, that was a great success that night. So Madam President, I got your platform here with me. We're going to discuss it. But before we get into that, I want to ask a couple of questions. And then, Madam President, after we discuss your platform, I'll open the line. You know, we always do that. Open the line for your members, community members, and all people in the organization to call and ask you one or two questions, and then two they can make comment on that. Are you okay with that, Madam President?
Please open the line for my people. We are here tonight to address that piece.
Okay. So, Madam President, when you took over the organization, your organization were in a huge debt. Almost, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the one I got in my head is $20,000.
25,000.
25,000. So all that is settled down. You already pay everybody. You are debt free.
Correct.
How did you do that?
Like we said, leadership is continuity. So when we took over GGA, which is our organization, we we were told that a couple in Iowa had like 15,000. We took $15,000 from them, and then changed agent network. The CEO, Mr. Eric, was in Liberia, and he said he was sent by Grand Leader Association to go and do some work. And he was promised that right after the convention, we're gonna send him. We're gonna send some money to them. And that's when we decided to send $10,000 to them regarding the project, and also pay the 15,000, which gave the total amount of 25,000.
Pay 25,000. In how many months? 6, 7 months?
I believe Mr. Eric was in Liberia right after the convention, so maybe by July. I'm not certain of the month, but if you need that, we can give you the actual date and the VP too. If he has that information, that would be great. So you can always come into. We pay Change H. We send the money to Change H and Network by July, August, and then we're also able to pay the couple their money. I believe in October or November. That's when we pay that money.
That's a good thing. So as you speak right now, GGAA is debt free. You already paid the 15,000 you had for one of your members, and then change that way you clear them out. That's a good thing for Grandians to hear tonight, that the president of the organization have cleared all debt, so you are debt free, and you raised $74,000 at the convention. I was supposed to go at that convention, but I had to go down to Liberia to bury my mom. They were saying that same process where I lost my mom, so I could not go to the convention. But I heard a lot of good news. I watched the videos while I was in Liberia, while you were doing the queen contest. And how did you come up with these queens? Did you call them individually, Madam President?
As a team, we decided to organize the Queen contest, and I think, Prince, we are looking for Jida King. You know, there is no kingdom without a king, right? We
I
hope to
think I
see
would take that on. I want to be the king. I think
you'll
me
be
and
a
I will go against Gibson. I just want to go against Gibson Jeru. I'll win that guy.
You gotta be financially stable though.
No, oh, you're doing money Benedict?
Or you think you're gonna just get the crown like
And I
that?
found boughting. I found out again.
No. It requires a lot of
Oh, I
financial
didn't know you're going. I didn't know it was
ability.
cash based operation.
Of course.
So I'll let Gibson take it.
You think we want a poor king?
You want to reach one, huh?
Of
So
course.
you call these our sisters. You call them individually to take part in the process, because Madam Poah,
We set
the
up a
reason that I'm
committee.
asking this question, there was all these ring my road, but what I saw you doing in North Dakota, people in the hall, everybody in white clothes, they just celebrating. You know, they like we came together that day. So I want to know, how did you do that? Did you pick up the phone and call Queens and say, look, please come and how did you do that?
No, we dedicate the tax, and one of the things of a leader is to be able to dedicate tax and follow through. So what we did, we put a committee together, headed by Mana Comfort Lado, okay, and Yin's Yo plus we have Madam Te Dakonti Te. So these three ladies were able to work and be able to get us the result that we got. So it's pretty much like
I
being
see y'all
able to
got
dedicate the tax.
t-shirts on, both of you. You got plan to come on with t-shirt, and you didn't send me one.
Next time we'll have you to wear a t-shirt. When we're talking about Granger, that we just want to make sure that people have that. You know, some people here so they can know exactly. Let me show that's the. You see this?
Yeah, I seen Grand
It's
G
all
over there. I
about
seen
Granger.
Mr. Yanawek do.
This
Look,
is the
Yanawek
past
on the,
favor.
Yeah,
on a t-shirt B for him.
because he told you.
So, Madam Paul, let's come back here about the projects in Grand Gila County. Your predecessor was taking on a couple of projects before his term expired. Are you continuing those projects, like the basketball court, the women's center, and other stuff like Mr. James Ubote, President Ubote was doing?
Of course, yes, Mr. Dupper. It is not about the previous leadership. The project belongs to Granger, the association. So leadership is continuity, and we are not going to say, oh, the project was started by the previous administration. So as it is, whatever project we undertake is Granger, the association, the organization. It does not belong to a particular, or particular leadership or administration. It is considered as Granger, the association project, and the people of our county. So it belongs to everyone. It's
So
not
how's the projects done back home, like the basketball?
the
You can
basketball.
because Ubote were doing the basketball court and then the resource center.
So the basketball court, Mr. Ubate and Honorable Wayne Cooper, he went to Liberia. He took the basketball ring and he also took like I believe the net. He took that to Gracie there. So we can leave those items and jump over any other stuff. So we said, okay, because he took those things and they are in the county, we should be able to start with the basketball court after we paid the debt, the 25,000. And we engaged the President Ubate arranged for the basketball court to be built at the university campus.
Mm-hmm.
So we contacted the leadership and we decided to be able to undertake the project, but to make the project much more bigger because when we're talking about Green G, that we want the very best for our county. So we visited a park. I particularly went to a park in Iowa and look at the design. We said this can be done. Basketball court is there, it's children playground. So we said, oh, we decided to like, oh, okay, if we're gonna do this, then we should have volleyball, basketball, soccer field, everything, children playground. And the building where people go in and dance and have program, all of that will be in the park. But this is the most important thing in Prince. We are taking projects to guarantee that we must involve the people of the county. We can make them strangers to projects that we are taking for them to use. They got to be involved. So because we are talking about the college or the university, we decided to engage the leadership of that of the college. We were able to talk to Dr. Poah, and he linked us to the leadership. We said, this is what we plan to do. But we'll ask for you guys to
Hey,
work with
Dr.
us.
William Tour.
Dr. Tor, yeah, William and William Tor.
Okay.
We said we want this to be a team effort. We don't want to be able to do stuff and then you guys just watch. And the reason is simple. When we take stuff over there, they should be able to donate to the process. They should be able to get involved. So we said, what is your contribution? We're trying to build a park, but we want to make sure that you guys contribute something. And we said, can you guys provide the land? And they said, how much you guys need? We said about 5 acres. And they were able to provide that. So I think you saw the pictures and video and stuff like that. For those who don't have it, we can send it to you and we can repost after this program. So it is about team effort. And we was, for people like in a very short period of time, we got the 5 acres of land. And we are now trying to see what best we can do to be able to get the, the park going. In addition to that, while we were talking, we found out that the nursing department at the college or university is closed. So I asked, and Dr. Toa said yes, but we are trying to see what can be done for us to reopen. And I also told him, Granger, that association gonna get involved. We can sit and see in our county for our college. Nursing is very important. We're talking about healthcare. We can sit there and sit around and see our nursing department close. So with that, we decided to join them. And I asked him, I said, Dr. Toa, if we're going to join you guys, what it takes to reopen or reaccredit the nursing department. I said, can you send all the information, why it was closed and things that I needed? He sent her everything. And we were told it was, first they said it was 28,000. And after everything, when they added the air conditioning system and everything, it went up to like 29,000 plus. So they asked us to pay like 18,000. And I said, Grand Judah Association is an organization, but actually the college belongs to Liberia, the government of Liberia. And the government of Liberia cannot pay less and we pay more. And we are just trying to help. So that we revisited the conversation. Dr. Toa got back to me and he said the government of Liberia is willing to pay 20,000 of that amount. So as the GGA gonna come up with like 9,000 plus to be able to re-accredit their college. So we are working together. In addition to that, also, we told them, we said we cannot just be donors. We must have seat. Our voice must be. We have to make sure our voices are, heard. We don't want to, we want to have a say into wherever you guys are going. So we need to be part of the process, like committees and everything. And they wrote us. Look, I am so impressed with the activities, the connection, the collaboration effort. I must say kudos to the team, especially Dr. Tor. As it is right now, we have we are on three committees at the college. They just sent me the letter about 2 days ago. And also, they are willing for us to work together. And we participated also in the process of electing the president. So the committee to actually appoint the president after everything, the application process is over. Now we're going to be involved, to be involved in this election. That's what we call teamwork.
Okay. Thank you very much, Madam President. That's a good thing to hear that you're working with people back home there. And how your working relationship with the diaspora's grand jury with the librarian, the grand jury caucus,
Oh, the Grand Jury
our
Caucus.
lawmakers. Are you having any good working relationship
We
with the
have a
caucus?
fantastic relationship with
All
them.
five of them. Who's the leader now for the caucus?
All of them is Mr. Onwe Yaya, someone named it.
Senator
Yaya.
Tomo Yaya Nice, and you are in communication with the
We have
caucus.
a chat room and we have meetings, we have communications between us. They are doing good. I
How
mean,
about the Senate? How about the Senate? The superintendent is he involved in?
we are
Because
very
if you're doing
involved
things in
as
the county, you have to inform him too. Are you in communication with
the
the
superintendent. We all have a great working relationship with the leadership of the county.
Okay, that will now pivot a little bit to your platform, and I'm going to post your platform here for people to actually see your platform here. It's small for people to read, but I'll go over it. I'll go over some basic issue here. We'll talk about your platform. We want to know how you're going to implement these things. Mr. Yanwe, Vice President, you can get there and speak. I don't just want the president to explain everything tonight. So
Sure.
I would want you to get involved in this conversation here because you guys been leading us for it's going to almost 2 years now, and we're going to election. So the crown students here in the United States, the crown people need to know that the organization, if they can give you our organization for the next 2 years. So they need to hear all that from you and what you are doing in the community. I'm seeing here your platform, I'm seeing your picture on the top, and I'm seeing Mr. Yanwe also. You are the incumbent, you got education, health empowerment, healthcare empowerment. It's a teachers training scholarship funds. I don't know what you mean by teacher training scholarship fund. So any of you can tell us what the mean of what you're
Okay.
trying to do. Teacher training scholarship fund.
So
You got
Mr.
fund a
Daba,
child for teachers, and then we want to know. I want to know what you mean by
Mr. Daba, so we can have the audience to follow us step by step
yeah.
to look at our platform. So if you don't mind, since you want us to discuss the platform, let's do
Yes.
it in a way that people will understand. So let's start with when you look on your upper left,
You
you see
want to start in transparency and accountability?
Yes.
correct. So when we start with transparency and accountability, VP, you can lead the way, and it's going to
Okay,
be
you say transparency and accountability here. You got here every business of the organization, including financial records, will be accessible through our website for public consumption. In addition to that, robocalls will be made to disseminate information on our businesses to the stockholders that have no access to computer. We want to know this is Mr. Vice President. You are the guy, so you're talking about every business of the organization, including financial records, will be accessible through our website. Do you have a website?
Thank you very much, Mr. Dobot. Yes, we do have a working website, ggga.inc.org.
Is it GGAA doc what?
ggaainc.org.
INC dot
That org.
ORG.
ORG. Yeah, and that website is a website that started from Jane Yebo's administration. It was built on the Jane Yebo's administration. Kudos to the past administration. We took over, we re-environment, we even noticed it. We changed the domain name. Before it was gga.us, and there's a reason to that. Because we want to tap into the resources that are available to nonprofit organizations. As somebody who work in IT and being around Google Workspace give out some free resources, but you have to meet certain criteria. So we decided to change that domain name, and the administration will purchase for 10 years. So it means that 10 years, that domain name will be there. And it's very important. We are building a structure. We are building a system, not just for us, but for the future administration that will come after us. You know, you and I know very well, after 4 years, we will be gone. But another 10 people will come in and take over. And after that again, another people will come in and take over. So we put a system in place. Now we're talking about accountability and transparency. As this is a very, very important. You will agree with me that in the Grand Judah community, in the Liberian community as a whole, transparency, accountability, those are key factors. If you run an organization or a business, you cannot be transparent to your members, to your people, that there is a problem. So while we started doing, you know what? Hey, we talk about we are now the leader. Where do we come from? Accountability, transparency, in addition to unity. We decided, you know what? The first thing first, in order to restore that accountability, in order to restore that unity, that trust in the stakeholder, that trust in the members, we need to put a system in place. With that, we decided, I know what, hey, we are going to, first and foremost, we are going to live up to our responsibility. By what? Clearing all debts that is incurred by the previous administration. We did that. Another thing again that we are going to.
So I want to get to that website. Was it established by your predecessor?
Yes.
It's just maintaining it. So
well, not just
everything pertaining the organization. When I click on that, you say GGAARNC.org. I'm going to go there and find anything about the Grand Judah Association on that particular page.
Any information that you named are there. And not just maintaining it, we upgraded, add other things like that, news about job posting. Take for example, the latest job posting we got in the college, university, Grand Judah Association University in Grand Judah Community about job opening. It is on the website. The upcoming news and all financial reports are there. Even the chapter roster,
the upcoming convention information there.
They are all there.
Payment, how would I pay my due if I want to stay here and pay? Everything is in there.
They are all there.
Roster is there. When I click on any chapter, it's there.
It's there.
Okay, so
any chapter. If you want to go to the chapter or membership roster from 2023 that we are currently using, is there.
I'm saying it says GGAARNC.org here. I'm seeing the Grand Judah Association in here. It's right here. You got Kentucky National Executive, a district organization, upcoming events, chapters. I'm seeing things here, right here. So I mean, it's on here. When you tell me, I go and check it out right there. I don't go wait for tomorrow or say day after tomorrow. So let's go to the next thing here. Number 2, you're gonna host a monthly conference.
Okay, so before you go to the next thing, Prince.
Yeah.
I just want to, when we say leadership is continuity, right? Like the VP said, the website was pretty much established by the previous administration. But before that time,
way back, man, I think.
Before that time, I know, and we had a great website before in the past.
Yeah.
Like the Collins Poah administration, you saw like whatever they had in the past, they had, you could go and click on other stuff. So in the process of trying the next administration or other people try to change that, that's how that whole website went down. So we lost a lot of information. But when we took over with President, fast forward, when we took over, we are not going to change the system that already is there. All we got to do just to be able to, update or upgrade. So that's what we did, like changing the name, like making sure that it meets the IRS code, like, and to make it look like an organization not for profit, we use the org, that org. And because we wanted every member to be able to Go on the site, look at all the information. So we're still gonna do the transparency part because communication is very important. And VP, can you please go over like the email system, the
Right.
phone
Let me
line,
go over that.
everything?
Yes. So we come to the transparency internet. When we took over, as I stated earlier, we went to work to engage to maintain a line of communication with the county, and we open and maintain a line of communication with the county leadership, including the Grand Union University College, which the president already spoke about. We also having that regular chapter leadership meetings, and of course the monthly membership, the entire Grand Union meetings.
I will come to that. I will come to that, Mr. President. I
No,
want
no,
accountability. Are you giving financial report on a regular basis,
yes,
constitutionally, to the
yes,
board
not just
and local chapter presidents?
yes, quarterly reports.
Let's go to number 2 here, man, Mr. All that will be in number 2 here. You say you're gonna host a monthly teleconference and verbally inform stockholders of any activity, including the status of the organization. Are you hosting these teleconferences on a monthly basis?
Yes.
If you are doing it, how many hours are you meeting your people for?
Sometimes meetings are scheduled for 2 hours, but in most cases, it go up to around 3 or 4 hours. Yes.
So in these meetings, where you inform your citizens, your members about the organization, the state of the affairs of the organization. You've given financial report quarterly. Is that quarterly, Madam President?
Of
Yes.
course.
Of
And
course.
besides the quarterly
And you're sending this
report,
report to the board chairman, and to the local chapter, so they can distribute it to the organization.
No, Prince. The quarterly reports are
organization. I mean,
the quarterly reports are sent to the board. The quarterly reports are sent to the board.
So how do the chapter leaders, chapter president get them? The board will send it to them.
Every chapter has 2 representatives to the national board. The constitution said the national administration will send a quarterly report to the board. Now, then at the end of the year, every time we have an event or a program, we send out report to the board, we send it to the chapter leadership. But the quarterly reports are sent to the board.
Okay. People want to start calling him, and I guess to the line not open yet. So the board members that are representing our chapter, I got 2 members from my state here on the national. Those members will get the reports and send it to the local chapter, and the local chapter gave it to. I want to know how the members in the chapters will get it. That's what I want to know.
Well, everything that we do, we go about what.
When I hear I'm entitled to getting a financial report, I want to know if I go to my president to get it, or I will get my board members to take it from the board chairman to my president. Then I get it. I want to know. It's after you guys have the local chapter connection meeting where you send information to them. But I'm president. Don't you do that?
yes, we do that. And when we look at the email system, okay, like for example, my email address is epoah@ggainc.org. And your first initial, your last name, and then we put that, ggainc.org. We encourage chapter leaders to be able to submit that email address, and we told people Silla will be able to help you guys up to set up your email system, because we want to make sure that everything that we do, it stays within GGAA. So when it comes to like the report and everything else, the board, we send that to the board secretary and the board chairman. When we do anything, we try to forward those things to them. Each chapter has representative on the board, but for us to be able to give them information. But when we give report, like the general conference, when we have a general meeting, we have chapter meetings, we also try to update our leaders with information that we have.
Okay, Madam President, before we continue, I want to ask you a question here. On this campaign here that is coming, the 2024-25 campaign, Madam Edith Poah going to go from state to campaign. Madam Edith Poah going to go from other areas and talk to people to vote for her, to see reason to give her the next 2 years to lead lead her people. But I'm Poah, we're going to see the first gentleman with you. Do you have a first gentleman?
That is beyond the scope of this conversation.
I want to see your first gentleman with my president. That she's being protected by the
And
first
that's what
gentleman.
I said. If there's a need, you will see that if it is required. But let's move forward and not delay the
It
process.
got to be required, but will we see the first
No,
gentleman by you,
I
man?
don't want to. I don't want.
When
We
we
can
think,
see
have a
security,
personal conversation
we
on
see
that. I don't want to
security
take it.
guys with the president. Madam
Mr.
President, this is
Double,
our first gentleman.
Mr. Double, Mr. Double, I think the first gentleman, Mr. Double,
So
the
VP,
first gentleman,
you're not the first gentleman. That's the president
no,
after
no,
the
no, I
Madam
know.
President.
Yeah,
Will we see, I want to know if I'm going to see a first gentleman with the president.
but I don't think the Grand Jury members or the members of Grand Jury or GGA, they are more concerned about what, how where the organization will go. What system are we want to put in place? That's a main concern there.
The Grand Jury would think that when the president got a first gentleman, the organization will be safe. It'll be safer. A big less safer, Madam President.
Let me speak like your Donald Trump voice, right?
Okay, Donald Trump.
But you know, so,
Big less safe.
okay. So let's move ahead with the
Guys,
interview.
not a constitutional requirement. We're meant. We're going
So
to
let's move on.
we're going to where? Atlanta.
Oh yes, Atlanta. Yeah,
what, January,
Jan-
February.
January 31st through February 2nd.
I will.
Atlanta, Georgia.
I tell you, they will put it in the constitution, so Madam President. I'll read it to the board.
We are going to go amend the constitution in Georgia, so you can do that, and maybe I'll
So
be
you have
present.
the opportunity to amend the constitution. So don't.
Exactly.
I'll put it there. So let us come back to this platform of the president here. We finished with the. You want to tell us? You told us about the accountability, and then the next one is building stockholders hope and confidence, unity, reconciliation, peace, and unity. Madam President, how you doing with this reconciliation? And the main thing here is about the GGAD, our brothers, headed by and Levi Kine. I must give you the credit for that. I saw it at your inaugural program where you had Levi in there and you talked peace, your speech that night. Are you still continuing the process?
The process is wide open for us to be able to get together. It is important that Grenadians find the need for us to organize ourselves and be able to be united, because it's like unity plays a significant role. So it's a work in progress. We engaged the process. We invited the GGAD members. We are doing our best. And of course, with everything we have to do, we hope that they find reason for them to consider and join the team for us to work
I mean,
together.
you call the president of the GGA. Are you? Is the process still continuing? You still talking to him? Look, brother, we got to see reason. We got to do this and come together and make one strong organization so the people of the world, the people of Liberia can respect and know that we are together. Have you continuing it? I just told you, I applaud you, I enjoyed you. I don't know when last we saw the
No, and
president. I think I saw you your predecessor doing it, but you did it at night. You brought the man in, the people danced with the man, they brought him in, and you gave him the podium. He spoke to that night. The process, have you called him when you did? When was the last time you called him and talk about this?
I talked to him. The last time when I spoke to Mr. Kine was during their convention time, and that's when they decided to discuss. And look, Mr. Double, let me just tell you straight up, okay? We got so much stuff to do, and we, like I said, we are open to get our brothers and sisters on board. But at the same time, it takes two to make a relationship work. All right. I did everything as a mother of this union, reached out to them. And some are saying, well, until our administration exited, saying they would be able to work with whomever they support to be able to have the person to bring them on board. But I can tell you now openly that we are open. They're going to feel very comfortable. There is no one, has better control over the union. We are all like united. The union belongs to everyone. If anyone wants to come on board to work, please, they're going to be, welcome. And we look forward to the process of the day that they will decide to come on board. And a lot of don't get me wrong now, a lot of the GGAD members are on board too. Okay. So Just
That's a good
a
thing.
lot of them on board. They are supporting this administration. They're doing everything.
That's a good thing we want to hear.
Mr. Double,
I
I know,
want from this brother just kept testing me. He got to go to work. He got to go to work. He want
Please
to.
bring it on.
Let
We
me
are
be
open the
here
on,
line.
tonight.
Let me open the line so
open the line.
he can say one. He said he want to speak to you tonight. So let me bring the brother on. Let me bring because he keep calling. So let me bring him
Maybe he
on.
has some suggestion for the team.
Yeah, and then he want to go. He said he had to go do one or two things on the other side. So he got a couple minutes now.
Prince, we have all the time tonight.
Bring the brother on. Even though we gotta change a little bit of course.
Hello.
Yeah, brother Joseph Hammer.
Hello.
Yeah, are you hearing me?
Yeah, I'm online.
Yeah, Madam President, you hearing him?
Loud and clear.
Loud and
Loud
clear.
and clearly.
Speak to the president. She's hearing you.
Oh, Madam President, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. And you?
Good. You know, I know the president for a few years. She's a woman of integrity, and I'm going to support her campaign. I will be volunteering to support her campaign. I'm from Michigan, Madam President.
Oh, thank you.
I saw one of your opponents from Michigan.
Okay.
I saw one of your opponents last night on Prince Double Show. Yeah, one of these guys the young man who trying to run against you. Probably, I just want you to know about Michigan's chapter. You know, when we decide to establish this chapter of Prince, I want for the Greginians to know when you are running to be national president, you have to go with truth, sincerity. There's not a time for people to carry lies. When we establish this chapter, we handpick the president. We don't have election. You understand me?
Mr. Hammond, can you speak to the president and that thing when you want to talk on the other side, you can talk, but let's speak to the president.
Okay, Madam President.
Tonight, please.
Madam President, I will be supporting your campaign. I endorse your campaign, and I will be volunteer when you launch your campaign. I will be donating $1,000 to your campaign.
Oh wow!
Thank
you.
You are a woman of integrity. You are a woman of peace. Or probably a lot of Greginians will not know what you offer. Sometimes they will come because they want to go into a leadership, or they want to have a leadership, and they will say a whole lot of stuff that they don't even know you. But you are a very good woman. And, you know, I began to know you when you were running on a team of colleagues, and then I was having one of the coordinators, you know, in Prevalent and to the East Coast. That's how I get to know you. And I was driving a van, and you were just relaxing in the van, you know. But I began to tell people who you are. It is not about yourself. It is about your people. And a lot of people who don't follow your story. When you guys even went to Liberia during Ellen Johnson's early time, and you met Ellen Johnson's early time, and she built a clinic. It's not even a clinic. A little tash house, and she called it a clinic. And you begin to ask her, is this a clinic that she built in Grangida? I don't know, it was in Putu, because they wanted to.
It was Malta Tugma Hospital. That was my first time seeing the hospital.
Yeah. And you spoke to her truly.
Mm-hmm.
You're not afraid. You never let anything to intimidate you, to speak your voice. And, you know, you are not silent. But these are stories people have to know. Those Greginians who want to be in leadership, who want to be board member, who want to be vice president. That is not about yourself. Those people that established this organization, the Greginian Association in America, it was not about yourself. It's about their people. And you demonstrated it. You demonstrated peace, reconciliation, and yet and there. To what Prince was saying, those people that went to the other side because they felt that they couldn't see their way through. The people honor us also have the people money that they pay to have it into their secret account, and they were appeased. They were removed. And you came to the leadership. So that's the Liberian people who don't understand. Let us stop, Madam President. I understand. We need to stop as a Nigerians that they want to put two men, put two women, or what is his name, chairman. So because a chairman sexualism, we need to stop it.
Okay, so, Mr. You going 5 minutes now, Mr. Hammond.
Okay, but
the president got you. You're gonna get the president. Gonna get your info. The president gonna call you, and you're gonna get on board with the president.
Oh yes,
just call them and go and get on board. Yeah, you said the reason I took your call. You said you were gonna leave, so you want to speak. So I'll give you the time so you can.
Yeah,
so thank you very much.
Other issue. This young man that was on your show last night.
What you call young man? Your president for your chapter?
Listen, I said a young man.
The man is your president. You got no. He's he's your president.
Okay, but I want to talk on much. You don't live here in Michigan. You don't know what the Crown peoples are going through. The peoples of Grand Jide. Those people that live here, you don't know what they're going through. Okay, you just called to talk to the president. So, Mr. Hammond, thank you very much. You can, Madam Poah, I will give you Mr. Hammond information. Yeah. You can talk in on there, Mr. Hammond. Next time, if you want to be my special guest, you can call. I will bring you on the show to discuss Michigan. But tonight, we want the president to discuss a platform to the people of Grand Jide County. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, bye-bye.
Right, and thanks for the $1,000 and thanks for your contribution.
I'll give you information so you can call him.
Thank you very much. Definitely, we're gonna have another show.
Yeah. So, Mr. Jerome Gaure.
Yeah, first, how you doing?
Yeah, go ahead.
I am Lily. How you doing?
I'm doing good, thanks. And how are you?
I'm blessed. The guy I just called you right now, Joseph. He's from Detroit, Michigan. That's my brother-in-law right there.
Oh wow. Okay.
You know, I put it around you that will move it here more than before. You already know what I'm talking about. So, I just want for you to stay focused on a show. When I look at the election and I see nobody, just you. Like I say again, it will be a white ballot, but I will take my white ballot. But I don't know white ballot. The reason why I need white ballot, my own devil I've made to bring in the community here. Telling me last night, corporate don't show that my war is not important. So if I want to know white ballot, I will show Otavio, Amen. Right here. You don't have my brother-in-law. That's my brother-in-law. You want to say something about calling up? I will pay airtime for press. You will come and tell me become Mexican. Every day chapter.
Man, you ready? Y'all call me. Y'all pay. Y'all come. Y'all gonna talk. All y'all need to do. Y'all need to be respectful and talk the issue and the issue. So that'll go back to the president. Keep listening, Mr. You going to pledge too? President, you pledge any money. The poor pledge do not get 10% of that money. You can't pledge to that 1,000. Well, I'm gonna give you. I get 10% in that money. So if you pledge it, I will give you the time to pledge because I get 10% in the money.
We need have a contract.
Go ahead.
You did a good job. I know you already. Don't worry about it. Pledge, not pledge. I said we'll pay airtime for your show. And I can't promote your show now. We'll call your show. But tonight, I want to ask my president the same question I asked Otavio last night and get offended and when you feeling. My president.
Yeah.
Do you believe in popular interest?
What do you mean you believe in public or
conflict of interest? Yeah, the same question I asked Otavio last night and you touched it. I know I go
Madam
there.
President, man, want to be in conflict.
Conflict of interest is a problem. So of course, it should be something that should not be encouraged. Depends on what you are
Thank you.
talking about.
Yes, we do
All right.
believe it.
Okay. Yeah, they believe in conflict of interest.
Okay, let's go. All right, I'll do the show because I'm going to get my lady out time. I don't do the same. Let her speak to the people.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
Keep listening. Keep listening. We're going back. We're going back to the
But thanks for the
platform.
call, though.
Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Thank
I
you.
will.
So, Madam President, you got it there. And the reason I brought on the brother, he had to leave. So, and he get $1,000 and he get that money. Call me and tell me so I can get my percentage in there. Show what that phone result show here.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dobo. I think, yeah.
So the next thing we're going to here talk about reconciliation and peace. The next thing is GGA Community Center. I saw your.
No, Mr. Dobo. Before we move on to it, please, I need to touch a little bit on the. I didn't. Yeah, give me a 30-second, please.
What you want to touch on?
Yeah, on that stakeholder, effect that building that stakeholder, something here, please. 30-second, please. Oh yeah.
Confidence.
Okay, building stakeholders, hope and confidence.
Right. So when we talk over, and you will agree with me, in the history of Grand Leader Association, from the time it was founded, the past leader did extremely well. We try to build on wherever they stopped. And when we talk about the first thing we started to do, instead of using individual email, we decided, we're going to establish a business email, just like at your job. You don't use your personal Yahoo email at your job. You use your business email address. We established that, and there's a reason for that. So that when we leave tomorrow, the next official, the next one will take over, they can always go back and see that paper trail and see that email changes. It makes things easier. On top of that, we established today, in the first time of history, we established a phone system. A phone system whereby today, Grand Leader Association has its own business phone number. You call 1-800, you call that number, you dial the extension, it will connect to whosoever, whether the president, the vice president. And this email, this phone system, is for all chapter leaders, for the national board executives. So on top of that, we also have what we call for the email for all executive chapter heads or chapter leaders, board executives, or the phone system. We also have an official mailing address for graduates. We don't want to be using our personal or mailing address. I don't want to use my personal address where I live to put on every communication I go out there. It doesn't look professional. If I'm going to do business with outsider and not a professional people, and I show my personal email or my personal home address, I have to protect my privacy. So we have a business email address. So I just want to talk about those basic things. People may not touch it, you may not feed it, but those things are very, very important when you want to establish a system and structures in place, not for yourself. It's very important, not for ourselves, but tomorrow, for the people that will come after us. When we leave the scene, the people, you see, that's the beauty of this administration. That's the vision of Edith Poah.
And VP, I don't know if you have the phone we back and Prince for like a minute or two so he can understand the phone line system. If he can call the 888.
Oh, yes. Prince Double, just 1 second, please. If you can call the number.
It's 888.
888.
353. 4422.
Prince Double, do you have an extra phone?
4422.
Yeah, let's see.
That GGAA phone number here.
Right.
I call the number. Who's going to answer?
Call it and listen to the directions.
Is it Beatrice Coin I'm going to answer to start praying for me?
You can call the extension. Is it working now? Let's see.
Does it have an extension?
It has, in order to get to the people, you got to hit the extension like the way you dial regular business 1-800 number. No. You got it, VP?
4422.
Yeah, 422. I can call it. Yeah, you call it. You gotta get it.
For quality assurance. Welcome to the Grand Jita Association in the Americas, Inc., referred to as GGAA. At GGAA, we believe we can accomplish much when we work together. Please listen
Is it not get started by Gibson Jeru?
your selection. To reach the national executive, press 1 for the office of the national president. Press.
So when you call me and you hit 1, if I can't answer that I'm on here, it will go to the COF.
Like a ringtone?
So that's the phone line for the general.
It's different when you're on. When you go,
I'm calling the president. I'm gonna hit one.
right. You got a president.
I'm using my phone and it will go
using
over.
your phone. Okay, man, president. I don't want to cut your.
I put it on to not distress.
It said it right there. You want to talk to the president? You hit one. It went to.
So then you go to the chapters. It didn't
It
give me
includes
silent.
all chapters presidents. Chapter per chapter.
And Prince, they just require like a 2 minutes for them to listen to that. So they chapter help with the orientation.
Yeah, when you call the 800 number, it tells you want to talk to the president. You want to talk to this. It tell you. Let me do that over.
Right.
I'm doing it, Prince.
Recording for quality assurance.
My man say I want to do it on you.
Okay, let you do it so you can.
Your own thing here. What you did for him?
Okay, Prince, you dial the number.
For quality assurance. Welcome to the Grand Jita Association in the Americas, Inc., referred to as GGAA. At GGAA, we believe we can accomplish much when we work together. Please listen to the entire menu option before making your selection. To reach the national executive, press 1 for the office of the national president. Press 2 for the national vice president. Press 3 for the national secretary. Press 4 for the national treasurer. Press 5 for the national chaplain. Press 6 for the national board chairman. The local chapters are listed in alphabetical order. Press 7 for Arizona. Press 8 for DC Metro. Press 9 for Georgia. Press 10 for Illinois. Press 11 for Iowa. Press 12 for Kentucky, Tennessee. Press 13 for Michigan. Press 14 for Minnesota. Press 15 for Missouri. Press 16 for New England. Press 17 for New York. Press 18 for North Dakota. Press 19 for Ohio. Press 20 for Pennsylvania. Press 21 for Rhode Island. Press 22 for South Dakota. Press 23 for Utah. Press 24 for Washington, Oregon.
And that's the last chapter. So it's easy. It makes.
I'm Springfield, Ohio.
So what happens at Prince when you press the extension number? Anyway, the president of that chapter phone number will ring. If he or she does not answer, it go to the next person, the vice president. And if vice president does not answer, go to the secretary.
Yeah.
Those are 3 officials there.
All right, let's go here. You talk about accountability here before we go to the next step, Madam President. Transparency and accountability. They in a chat, the Jita chat that you created, your administration created a workshop. This thing about this comment about this $17,000 for this gun convention. There's a gentleman, people bringing it out. They want to know, they want to see the email, what a board approved the 17 grand. Accountability. I told you, was just going to tell them and show them the email, say this is the email from the president giving us the authority to use our money to have convention. Was it $17,000 approved by the board? If yes, are you okay with sharing this email, what the board gave you the authority with members of your organization?
So the thing here, though, Mr. Dover, in order for us to spend, we have to be able to get approval of the board for that amount. So the convention of North Dakota, it was approved. The budget was approved by the board. And in fact, the board is very much amazed of the outcome from that convention. And I can tell you, election people will come up with stuff and decide indeed that instead of giving your people facts, you want to feed them with negative stuff. At the end of the day, those things will come at you because if you can't prove what you are saying to people, eventually they're going to come back to you and look at you to be someone who is giving information that is not okay for them, and they're going to come back to you to put a resistance and not give you that support. You don't go and give false or misleading information to your electors and expect them to elect you. So we are saying not to waste the people's time. You, Prince Double, never have you heard since we took over about the board and the administration having issue of financial problem.
This is a member of your organization who has issue. He wanted to clear his doubt. Where is going to take the
So the
administration
only
to say,
member that
man,
has
you're going to say this is the email where the president, what the board
No,
gave us the authority.
no Prince,
Just
no,
share it with the people and just highlight if you're
no
going to
Prince,
back
we
out
do
the people
not.
email.
The 17,000 he's talking about, first of all, the convention is beyond that point. So if he wants to create $17,000 to attract people attention to negative campaign, we don't have that to prove because it does not exist. What he's talking about to say,
But
oh,
how
okay,
much you use for the
we
campaign?
spend more than that.
How much you use for the but how much were approved?
The total amount that was approved for the budget, that's what we spent at the convention, which was 20 what's it, the amount we used in VP, you're looking at your phone. So I don't
hold
have,
on, hold on.
so the budget was, whatever we spent, we got surplus and everything was okay.
I
People
understand that you
donated.
got surplus, man. A person, I applaud you for that. That you had a queen contest where you got 30 some $1,000. But when some of your members have concern, you have to, clear the doubt. They want to know if the board didn't approve 17 grand when the board approved 20 some $1,000. You tell them, say this is letter from the board, they approve it because these are not secret
No,
letters.
we are not. It is not secret. We are having, but we cannot
But
go
Mr.
and
Double,
chase every. We cannot go
I
out
just
there
send me
and
the inbox or
go. The best thing to
how much you
do.
use, so I publish this for your members to see if
The
no,
they
no,
best thing.
inbox me.
no,
Go ahead,
no,
Madam
is it,
President. Let the
Mr.
president go
Double?
ahead. Let the president
Mi-
explain. I said,
Okay,
No,
Mr.
he
Vice
can go
President.
ahead. Go ahead,
no,
Mr.
is it Mr. Double? Let me be realistic here.
Yeah.
Let me be realistic here, please. This is a business that we are running. It's an organization. This is not where it's a fund where just somebody. Every chapters have two board members. Every chapter, and I believe the gentleman you are talking about, he comes from a chapter that have two board members on a national level. The board, if he have problem, that hey, he's asking, oh, so today is that gentleman. Tomorrow another person come and say, oh no, or Mr. President, send me the email between you and the board. Is that the system you want to be on? We are not in the, we are not hiding
Well,
anything from
my
anybody.
point is a vice president. The man has issue. He creates the issue. The president can call the chapter president because these people are in cahoot. They are in working
And
connection
that's the best.
with the
And that's the
president.
best
Say,
route.
look, Madam President, for that chapter, or Mr. President, please, one of your members here want to get the information. The budget is up to you there. So please give it to him. I mean, to just settle things
Oh,
down.
no
No,
problem.
but Mr. Double, my president, Mr. Double, at the end of the day, the full convention report, it was sent to all the chapter presidents. All the chapter presidents, that report was sent to A. So if you have problem with that report again, so why is it that you want, now, it's not that we have problems, no, but we are putting a system in place. Today is that gentleman, tomorrow again, and that person, oh, Madam President, can you send me the email that you sent to the board? Is that how business works?
Mr. VP, it don't make sense for everybody to call you like that. But what I'm saying to you, refer them to the chapter president because they have concern. So go to your chapter president. The information is there. Go to your chapter
the
president.
chapter will
Have you, Madam President? Have you done that?
Okay, let's do this publicly now tonight. Okay.
Okay.
All your financial reports, programs, like quality report, everything has been submitted, right, to the board, and every chapter has a representative. After we leave this line, we can be able to send that to the chapter leadership to say if they can provide us with information, we can give it to the chapter leaders. Anyone wants something, the chain of command has to be followed. Go through your chapter leaders and be able to get the information. And like I said, let's take this, Mr. Double. You are in the Grand Judah Association. You know how the system
Yeah,
is, you know.
yeah. Not everybody know, Madam President. I'm here. If I want anything from the national level, I call my
And
president.
the person,
I will hit my president. I don't want to hit the national president because I know that the president will get information from the national to give it to me when we go to our chapters meeting. So maybe the president's not doing it. So I mean, as a president, say, look, president, if you go to your president meeting, I know you have president meeting. Say, look, inform your people of information that we give you. It's not just for you to keep it.
but he's not asking. He's putting that as a propaganda.
No, I'm just saying, let's
Yeah.
leave him alone. Let's leave that person alone. What is that? But I mean, this is, how you
just
start the conversation with your chapter president. That's what I mean.
But I can tell you that we are managing the union the way it needs to be
Yeah, the
done.
union is in good standing, Madam
Yes.
Poah. I'm gonna give you the fact. I'm gonna give you the respect for that, for bringing your people, taking us from the cash app violent thing where we saw where people were sending cash app. I saw what happened at the convention 2024. I was not there, but I saw people getting money, putting money in there. If you even put in a dollar sign with GDL, it goes into the organization. They don't come to Edith Poah. Because I was at the convention last year, Madam President. You were at that convention last year, Madam President. Mr. Isaac Inanwe was there, President Vice President was there. I was discouraged and I was disappointed that people were using a personal cash app to get money from that place on the leadership of Mr. James Iwote. But you, administration, if I send money, it goes straight to the GGA account.
You want to try it now and send $20?
No,
I want to send money. I've done it before.
Mr. Double.
I'm just joking.
Mr. Double.
Yeah.
I know there's a 17,000 are going around. Let me just on that 17,000.
Let's speak to that particular aspect. It's not 17 grand. It's 20-some thousand for that convention in Orita Chapel's neighborhood.
Just to manage the time wisely, he should follow up with his leadership.
Okay, you should go. But just for the record's sake, for my audience too. So the money was approved by the board.
But if the money was not approved by the board and we submit a report, the board would be the one to raise concern.
Who leadership was that board on? Mr. Kala?
On a
with their colors. Young Kala or old Kala?
The board would raise concern immediately.
Kala or Omika Kala?
During the convention was Mr. Omika Kala, and now we have Wulu Kala.
Yeah, the Kala to Kala. They got no family tie with them. Community center, Madam President, you're talking about community center. Mr. Gilmore too talk about community center. Where you're going to put the community center at?
So when it comes to the issue of the community center,
let me read it here, Madam President. You say a GGA Community Center USA, you're going to have the community center here, not back. You say you're going to acquire the community center in one of the local chapters to provide families with access to events, programs, and general information about the organization and their community. The center will also help the organization to generate some revenue through membership and events rental fees. Where are you going to put it in Philadelphia?
We have like in a few states lined up: Philadelphia, Iowa, and let me see what we have the next chapter.
In Kentucky?
No, it's.
You're not going to put Detroit there. Now you're going to put Michigan on that list.
It's Philadelphia, Iowa, and Iowa, I believe.
The two states.
Yeah, we try to see what we can do.
Why you live in Minnesota?
Okay. No, we
got a huge population. You got my sister Vivian. You got my sister Vivian right in that state.
So just look at our letter that we sent out. The state actually should be listed in the letter, just to make sure we have those.
Madam President, you're going to go to the national board. We're not going to see what happened, Mr. Ubote and Mr. Boo Unitan. You're going to go to the board. The board going to approve to give you the authority to do that.
To be honest with you, there is nothing we do without in the knowledge of the board. Even if I send out communication to people outside the country, we always CC them. We get them involved. They are pretty much because they are the head of the union, and we can do something. How do you go outside the scope without letting the boss to know about what you are doing? So of course the board is going to give us approval before we can step our game up. But they are fully aware of everything we are trying to do, as far as the community center, whatever project.
So I want to know now, how you're going to come about picking that state?
Okay,
You say y'all got a letter out with state's name.
the reason why we
Philadelphia,
have.
Iowa. How you're going to come and pick it?
Three states.
What are the
Three states.
requirements? What the
So
last state?
we
You
have
got 1 minute, Madam President. You got Iowa, you got Philadelphia, and what?
And Louisville, Kentucky. Your own state. Your own state.
So but then how you're going? We got a rumble. I want to know how you're going to come about the requirement. What we got to show for us to get the. We got to get the
wherever
numbers.
more is good and the size, the price, and everything, we
Right.
take into consideration. But this is how we came up with the state, because if you know, President Gilman is pretty much. He said he's very involved into real estate, and what we do, we try to reach out to people, in our areas especially. So the fact that he has the experience and he tells Quinchinians that that's his area, so we're able to connect with him and send a letter and say, this is the areas that we are looking at. Because the first letter we submitted, he said we never had a location, so we submitted and we put those 3 chapters. So
He responded when he got your photo chapter. Did he respond?
He acknowledged. He did not, and whatever information we have besides acknowledgement, besides acknowledgement,
Well, how you're going to come about the state now? You're going to see how cheap they are in the states.
Mr. Gilmore and the rest of the other team should be able to tell exactly, what is in our interest was best.
Well, you want a community hall for your community to generate funds. That's a good thing, Madam President. So that go to lobby for Grand Jita Road project. You talk about lobbying for the Grand Jita Road project to open a road from Ganta to Zwedru.
And as you remember the video right after the election, I went to Liberia and met with the Grand Jita caucus.
They say when you won the election, Madam President, yes, they say you want to threaten your team there. You want to threaten your voodoo. Because right after the election, the next day you're on a plane to Monrovia.
Yeah, I think I went to
Liberia. You go tie your team.
You gotta help me. I went to Liberia for my, some program and it's not working out. So I want to go sign up for other things like personal business and stuff. So I met also, in addition to that, we're able to meet with the caucus team, and we discussed the issue of the role, right? We were and we told them there's a need. Without the role, it's hard for us to actually carry on improvement for people to come. Like we talk about agriculture, the people will need the road to be okay for them to travel and all of that. So the caucus were very, very involved, and then we had a fruitful discussion. So the President Bwaka, when he took over, you saw that they tried to fix the road and things happened. I'm sure that road is gonna be on the list, because I talked to even the superintendent and they talk about other issues. I talked to the senator too. They said the road is like they're gonna try to see what best they can do after the rainy season to be able to look at that road again. So it's a serious talking point on our list.
Okay, you want to lobby with the government of Liberia.
So when you look at our
international stockholders to build and construct the Grand Jita Road project leading from Tapetan, Nima County to Zwedru, Grand Jita County. The road will provide needed economic relief and opportunities to Grand Jitans both in the diaspora and back home. So, that corridor need to open. That's the only way you're going to have your people moving in and out of the place freely. So, since I know I've been hearing that you've been in constant contact with your caucus, you got to push these people. These people, that our people need pushing. If you don't push them, they won't go. They won't do anything. But I'm President. Now I'll go to the next one here. Let's talk about education here.
And when you say you got to push them, I just want to make sure to let you know.
When I mean pushing, I mean literally grabbing and pushing them. You going to talk to them. That's what I mean. We keep reminding.
Yeah, having a constructive conversation, making sure that we work together, respect each other, and at the same time, you let the people know what you want and go after what you want.
Yeah. So you talk about education here, scholarship. You talk about teachers training scholarship. You're going to match the 50% district scholarship, community college partnership, access education, GGA medical and humanitarian team. How are you going to do this teacher training thing here? How are you going to do the 50% here, Madam President? What are you going to do with the community college partnership? What are you going to do? Scholarship. We used to do that before during your administration. I remember then Mr. Gwinya came and took over here, and then it went down the drain. I think New Menjakin and start going sliding down. What are you going to do?
When we talk about scholarship, like we said, we're gonna go through the districts, the 3 districts head, and we supposed to like connect with the district. We're going step by step. I even call and see how we can have a meeting, because the district leaders, the 3 presidents of these districts, we have to be able to work with them to care, whatever development they are carrying on in our districts, especially when it comes to education. We should be able to buttress that efforts and see what we can do. So that's why we said if you're going to give scholarship to people, and we're going to have the criteria listed, like people are building school buildings in the county. It is easy for us to go right in your living room, Prince Double, and educate students right there and turn your house into school. But we cannot put teachers in your building, because the people they have to go to school and and graduate as instructors to be able to teach. So one of the most important thing is that is lacking in the county. We need teachers. We need instructors.
You're going to sponsor those teachers?
We're gonna have to sponsor, give them scholarship to be able, because when we want the system to be okay, we need people who are well learned to be able to
You're
stay
going to
in the
pay. You're
county.
going to pay them salary wise.
No, when it comes to, that's something we're gonna have to
I
decide
want to
and
know you
get the
talk about because
document
it's saying yeah,
together, not
teacher.
pay
You
them.
talk about teacher
Mhm.
training scholarship. I want to know that scholarship. You're going to
So the
train the teacher.
training, you train the person to go to school. You train the person. When we send you to school, we provide scholarship. When you graduate, we need you to commit to the process. To see what you can do. Like if you're gonna commit like 3 or 5 years to the county, that's good. So when you look at when we say we're gonna work with the community college, I already told you that. I already went over that, and this was done long time before we started. So that part of our when you see what we said, we're pretty much gonna do things like with that. It's already in place. We connecting with the college. We are working well. When it comes to the healthcare needs, I have spoken to a couple of people here, healthcare provide, because when like the nursing school we said we're gonna open, some Indians can come in this country on scholarship. I mean, they can bring them in here as Indian nurses to work. They got different nurses to come in America when they need nurses. I haven't heard that they send for a group of nurses from back home and give them status to just work here. So we are trying to see that if we open the nursing department. I spoke to one Isaac Gwen, Mr. Gwen, to be the head of that committee, and we decided to be able to engage these people to see what best. Like Manayento Bree Steven, she's in the healthcare area. So we spoke to the college people to see how we can do like online and tutoring. So when they are in nursing school, like the seniors and the senior nurses, we can be able to get them ready to be able to meet the standard here, to be able to even take the English and challenge the English here, and be able by providing all the necessary and supplies to them, and the trainings. So I spoke to some teachers; they are willing. I mean, some nurses and healthcare providers that say, "Oh yeah, we can give volunteer like 70 days, and we'll make the schedule to see how best once the nursing department is open."
Okay. So then down here you got GGA medical and humanitarian team. What do you mean by that?
I spoke to Mr. Nguyen as well, so we can be able to get like Mata Tatman Hospital to tell me we have all the people back. We have all the people we need in America and around the globe. It doesn't really have to, people don't really, we can get people from Australia, we can get people from Canada, like, Grenadians, non-Grenadians, because we got some people who are very passionate. Like I got a doctor in Iowa who is now willing to be part of the team to train, to help with the tutoring system of our nurses. He's willing, he's not a Grenadian. So we can engage people and see what best we can do to be able to put a medical mission team together and go to the county and help out.
You talk about chapter empowerment initiative.
Yes, we're working alongside with the chapter. As you can see, I travel around,
I see you in my state. And you say you travel around.
See, no, you saw the VP, right? You need let me in. So the team
The
is a team
VP, the
effort.
VP, the VP shouldn't come in my state again.
We travel, try to connect with the. So the peace, unity, and transparency. The first thing, and before you can do all these things, we need to connect. We need to get people. The people need to come together and find reason to see how best we can organize ourselves. And they are doing just that. And we also try to empower them. Like even we told you the phone line, and we are willing to see how best if they need, any kind of a reporting system. We are working with the people. We have a great team, when it comes to connecting with the chapter leaders.
We just encourage the chapter leader to please make use of the resources that are available to you, like your email address, in the phone system. Make use of it. Tell your member if they want to reach out to you, let them use your official chapter email address. You have only you alone, the chapter president, have access to that email, not the administration. Who don't even know the password. You set it yourself. The phone system, make use of it.
So, Madam President, we're going to open the lines now. My number right there. We're going to ask anybody call. Please be professional tonight. If the president in this particular team don't want to answer your question, they are not forced to answer your question. They want to answer it, they will answer it. They don't feel comfortable. Ask the president a personal question. The president was not comfortable with my question. Answering my question, she said, let it slide. I let it slide. So please do that same thing too and let question and things slide tonight. Be professional. If you're disrespectful, I will cut you off and bring the next person in. After we take the calls for the next 5 minutes, then we're going to go back and conclude.
No, it's not. It's not the matter of me being comfortable to answer the question. I just felt that it was not really necessary to this discussion, and I didn't want to eat the time.
Okay, thank you, Madam President. I know you're not comfortable answering that question. Go or come down. It's the same thing, whether you're comfortable or not, Madam President. I understand. I understood you. I mean, so I let it move on, and we're making progress tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can call 952-200-8420. And if you want to ask a question tonight, you can call the president here of the Grand Leader Association and ask all your questions. Please be respectful again. We will not repeat ourselves. This is the Prince Double Show. We don't take it like that. If you try to disrespect our guests, we will take you out in a minute. So call back. I get pinned the number 952-200-8420. The phone number is pinned over there. Call the number and talk to the president live. But I'm Edith Poah is here. From there, we're going to go and conclude our conversation with the president here on her last issue that she's going to do here for the people of Grand Jira County. The scholarship that we talked about, we hope that this you got Mr. Quinn talk couple of people. That's 20 people, 30 people. You have even office there with Doha City running the office. Got 20 people we're going to sponsor to the University Library. We got 30 people we're going to do this. Is this what we're going to see from Edith Poah coming up? I mean, if you get people to get associate degree, for a typical example, the Kunamo Association have people on scholarship, and they pay these people and pay students, and they went and got the associate degrees, and if they get it, it's something that the country benefit from. We're going to see people again with a list of a
Yeah,
scholarship.
definitely you're gonna see people on scholarship because it's necessary, especially the nurses, the health in the era of healthcare, and we're gonna provide scholarship for teachers to teacher training.
Gentlemen, those two who commenting in your thing, I don't want to delete people comments, but let us be respectful, please. Let us be respectful. Be respectful. This your whole campaign will go and will stay. So, Mr. Vladiso, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Demo. Good
Madam
evening,
President, are you
Madam
hearing Mr.
President.
Vladiso?
Yeah, I can hear him.
Go
How you
ahead.
doing, Mr. Soul?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you, Madam President.
1 minute, Mr. So. Please put your phone on something when somebody can come in, somebody speaking. Go ahead, Mr. So.
Yeah. When the president was speaking, the president said something about the email business in order for you to plan. Ask the president that, where is the exchange email? You can just give it to your members and stuff like that. She said that una leader A for propaganda. I just want to clarify that part because I didn't need it for propaganda. This question I asked, this was Tabo. I asked her, where's the email? She said they referred me to my chapter. When I went to my chapter leadership, they said there's no email. So I want her to tell Regina tonight.
She told Mr. CEO, she told Grand Jiden that's the email. So why when you went to your chapter board members, Mr. Richard Banto and Mr. Isaac Mooney, they told you to go, they don't have it, and you don't call the national administration, the national board chairman?
I didn't call the board chairman. I keep insisting. I asked the president. That's the reason. And
did you ask your local chapter president?
I did. I asked my board chairman, my board and the local chapter. That's the reason, Prince. I will say this today. I was supporting Edith when we first came, when she were elected. I was supporting her. But because of that meeting, and when I told her that day, she came out the next day, she called me. You know what she told me?
No.
But then you on this line tonight, you're telling me the information from propaganda? It was a major problem. It was a mistake. No.
So when the president gave you that email and you receive the email and see that the board approve it, will you be okay? And will you come back to support her?
I will support you when you give me that email. No, pray. You know that I was the president before.
Madam President, you listening to this young man?
You understand me? After was my secretary. We all know that whenever we in administration, when you send a budget to the board chairman, if you guys have changed email, all the stuff that you have changed email and you have started the budget that I approved. Where is that a changed email? It's nowhere to be found.
So if you don't have an email, how you know 17,000 was missing?
The president say if you didn't have the email, how you know that
and you never had access to the report.
That was 17 grand that was disbursed?
Oh, he said it on the line.
Oh, she said it. He said it on the line, Madam President. Yeah, because I got our email exchange. Where the president, the board did that. But I'm not authorized to put it out there. That's all, Mr. So. I got an email. If you call to join the show, if you have something playing in the back, please call it up because or slow it down. So, Mr. So, the president answered your question, I think. Let's go to Madison Freeman.
Yeah, Mr. Dover, thanks for giving them the opportunity to talk to the leaders of Grand Jaded Association in the Americas.
Okay, go ahead.
Madam President, good evening to my brother Isaac, VP, good evening to you guys. I'm following the closely, and I just thought you guys are doing a marvelous job. Friends, people are listening to the conversation. They carry different things. So, as someone also who is listening to the conversation, I think I'd like to, if you don't mind, to highlight some of the things I heard from the two leaders for which
go ahead.
Doing a good job. All right. So, I think, friends, one of the reasons why this country that we are in is working is because of the system. You know, if there is no system somewhere, it's called chaos. No structure in place. And so the president and the vice president, they are setting the foundation for the next set of leaders that will come. They will have some sort of foundation to stand on, to build on, and to continue the organization. So that's a good thing at having the website when they give it to the ready on the line. I also went there and navigated the website, and I think that it's functioning. Everything is up to date. So that's something good that we have for the organization. The email also is a good thing. I think the vice president indicated that already. You can have a paper trail. Because if somebody using a personal account, you can't access that when the next set of leaders they come in. They can't access that account. But having something for the organization, that's something that's sagacious that they are doing. They also president indicated that the nursing program in Grand Jaded County, they are negotiated, and I like that. That was a good deal. When she said the college is for the government of Liberia, it's not for Grand Jaded Association. So the Grand Jaded Association cannot pay more You know, so that's excellent back in the red. So the government paid more and we are paying less. So that's good. You know, so that's the kind of leadership you want. You want somebody who will bargain, who will have a good deal for your people or the organization. So that being said, Prince, a couple of things I can go on all night, but I just start ready. But I just have like maybe 1 or 2 questions for the president.
Go ahead. Go ahead with your question. You got 30 seconds. Go ahead.
Okay, so the first question, Madam President, I have done a little bit of reading about leaders, and I think one of the major legacies of leaders that I've read so far is the ability to prepare somebody to succeed you. So, say for example, if you read about Socrates, for example, he nurtured Plato, you know, and Plato nurtured Aristotle. He can go down the line. If you go in the religious arena, you have Jesus who nurtured 12 guys that are kind of leading his organization right now, which is called Christianity. I mean, we can go along the line. Samuel Beckett was nurtured by Nelson Mandela. So my question, Madam President, I mean, you're an excellent leader. I mean, after the next 2 set of years, you will be out of the sand. So the question is, who are you preparing right now to succeed? Because that's an African problem, I think. Because we tend to have one good leader. When our leader leaves, then the whole people, they're hanking, you know. So who are you preparing right now? That's the first question that I have.
Just ask your question. The president will pen it down, and then after that, you answer the question. After all, you ask your question. So ask your second question.
So that's the first question. The second question, Madam President, I mean, so sometimes I try to gauge your love, your patriotism, whatever word you want to use for your people. I want to know what is driving, what is the catalyst behind your zeal, your zest, your energy for your people. What are you getting that from? And so those are the 2 questions I have for now. I'll take my answer off the air.
Okay, Madam President, I hope you write it down. The man want to know you're preparing what's your net, you're preparing somebody to succeed you, and what driving you to, I mean, the advocacy and all those things you talk for your people. What's driving you? So that go to Gibson Jeru.
Thank you very much. For me, I think I will answer the man first question.
Gibson Jeru, can you ask your question, please?
No, I got something to say.
But what you coming answer somebody's question for? The man want Madam Poah to answer a question.
When the question the man, I say, who is living there? So I suppose I want to suggest myself. So she must be living there. Oh, you laughing again?
Go ahead, Gibson Jeru.
And then when she finishes, you can leave me there. So, but hey, look, what I wanted to say is, I think a guy from Michigan should have been allowed to speak because Prince W, you believe in freedom of speech, and the man was making a valid point. Somebody who does not even live in his chapter.
The guy from Michigan kept testing me that he had to go to work, so he wanted to talk to the president. Not to go. That's why I told him he want to be my special guest. He can come on. Gibson Jeru. Gibson Jeru, can you tell us why you called for tonight? Gibson Jeru, why did you call tonight?
Okay. You know what? I just want to ask the team to elaborate a little bit more on some of the achievements, because I think the people need to know what are some of the achievements. We talk about the telephone, we talk about the email system, we talk about we need to talk about more about the graduate nursing program that the administration is dealing with right now. We need to talk about the accountability process. The question the other brother asked about what are the board approving. He said he heard it online. If the board does not approve anything, you know the board is fast. They can be the first to start asking questions. If the budget was not approved and the president spent money that was not approved, this particular board that you see will be the first to be on the president's back. But people should learn how to go to the chapter leaders. We have the same problem in North Dakota. Things are sent to the chapter president. No meeting is called. Nothing is read to the people. People are in doubt. I have people have to call me. I had to answer questions that the chapter president need to answer. It happening all over our chapters. You can be chapter president. People send document to you for you to teach your people, for you to educate your people, for you to explain to them, and you're not doing nothing about it. Then they come back on national forum like this and ask questions that they should have gotten in their chapter. I think we need to grow a little bit. You want to be chapter president, be chapter president. Their responsibility.
I think that's a cause the
So
administration, the
the
national president need to have with those chapter president, because you know they work together. They are our deputies or they are deputies. So the president need to, educate the chapter president. Look, when we send document to you, try to distribute the document to other members in the state. You don't think that would be okay, like that, Gibson?
The president has had multiple meetings with the chapter president, and she has encouraged them to be engaged more with their chapter. And that's the language the president can only use. Oh, you're not doing it. The president has to tell them, and as she always says, I'll need you to be more engaged with the people that you need in your chapter. If there's anything from the national, we want you to make sure that the people in your chapter are aware, because we don't want them coming back and asking questions that should be already answered.
Yeah.
And we ourselves, who are leaders in the organization, we should know that there's a responsibility that we have. You can't take the position that you have and you can't work for the position. And that is what's killing the chapters. And Prince Double, this is very serious. And I hope that not just right now, after Madam Poah's second term, another person will be president again. And if this problem is not solved, will continue to be a vicious cycle.
I think to me, Mr. Jeru, I think that the administration, the national administration, should do this teaching to the other people, because people get in leadership, they don't know about these things. They have to be taught, they have to be told on doing things. So I think, thank you very much for that. I think the national administration
thank you very much.
Let's go to my president. My president want to talk. Gibson Jeru. Madam President, Muna very warranted. Go ahead.
How you doing, Mr. Dover?
We okay.
How you doing, my beautiful president and my
How you doing, Preso?
Hello, President.
I called in because when Mr. Jerry said he killed in this chapter because it's going around all the chapter. That's not all the chapter. If Kentucky member wants something, first of all, they will go to the leader of Kentucky. If they don't have it, then they can reach out. When Mr. Uriahson called me the few days, he wanted the budget from North Dakota. I do give it to him. I send it to him because he made a lot of sense. He said, I made sure I ask my president first, because when I go out there, they're going to send me back to my president. And I do email him. So it's not all the chapter leader then. That's why I want to clarify on this live.
I hope Ladiso is listening. The campaign manager for Gilmore called his chapter president, according to her, Madam Warranty, my president also, because I live in Kentucky. I've asked for information before. She have given it to me. So, you go to your president first.
Go to your president
then
first.
Your board members.
Then the national. I got all my members. And I go to meetings for them. I take.
Thank you, Madam President.
I always try my best. I got all my stuff. So that's why I want to clarify, because the leadership the national leadership always work with us. So it's not all the chapter that new.
Yeah. So the Kentucky chapter just confirmed that when her members ask her for any document, she can send it to them. She says she sent document to Mr. Uriah. So
thank you very much.
I brought the brother back. I brought the the assistant champion manager, Mr. So back. Mr. So, go ahead.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Dover. I just want to read what Mr. Jerry was saying. You know, he was saying that why the board did not ask that question. We all were on the line, was on a recording line. I must say I recorded that line. On the line. So I saw the question and I said, Mr. President, can you imagine the president advisor was presenting the financial report that night, and her treasurer was sitting down, and I asked her, I said, "But why What I mean, give me the details of all the stuff that was presented to the board.
But you heard what the president for my chapter just said?
Let me come in.
I keep saying it. I talk to my people.
So why my chapter president will get the information and your chapter president don't get it?
I'm telling you right now. I told you my board chairman. He asked that question in front of Michael B. House. He said that. Do you guys have the?
So where is the responsibility on the board? So you want to blame the administration for your board members not doing their job?
But the people refer me to my chapter, and my chapter said we don't have it. Now,
then Mr. So, I suggest that you replace those people. They're not in your best interest.
No, but the thing is, though, I think
maybe that will be the next thing that we'll do.
Because my president here, you see another lady here, Muna Flay Warranty, will not call and make a story that even Uriah, so she called Uriah's name. Uriah said he wanted the budget, and she sent the budget to Uriah. So Uriah got a budget. Why Uriah can't send a budget to you?
David and Prince.
Listen, let's give the president a chance to respond to that.
Mr. Dubba.
Yeah.
If Mr. So is going around and say $17,000 missing.
Missing.
There was $17,000 missing. That's
no.
Just give it a visit.
It doesn't work like that, Mr. So.
What did Uriah soon ask for?
If you are going around and putting information out there and says $17,000 is missing, you are giving statement. It means it's missing. $17,000 missing is missing. So if you really want to find out the fact, you are president. Sad indeed. This, if some people don't know the chain of authority, I can guarantee you that's what's going to be, and that is what we are going to go by here. We are not going to micromanage.
So you're listening.
Listen, President, Mr. So, let me be frank with you. I don't want it to be a dialogue between you and the president. But there's a president for one of the chapters. The president can confirm that one of the campaign manager for your boss, the campaign manager for Gilmore's team, asked her for the information. Go to Uriah and Uriah say that president give me nothing. Then we can start the argument from there. But she just said it. I don't know why Wamuna want to lie on Uriah.
Did you get it? Did you get it?
I never asked her, hey, maybe I don't want it, but I get it. I got it, but not from my president. I got it.
Okay.
You want me to put it up here so you can see it? You want me to put the letter here? So I'm going to put the letter up so you can see the letter?
No, but Mr. Double, yes, Mr. So going around, he says 17,000 missing. That's a statement that he's making.
I'll maybe Mr. So to see the letter, but the whole budget, Mr. So, there was a budget that was sent, and the president, they both cut out something, and they cut out some money, and they said, yes, this is what we're going to operate, approve for you to use. So they did it. But I'll put a letter up, Mr. So. Let us start the back and forth. I'll put a letter up for you.
Let me just say one thing now.
Go ahead, Mr. So.
Listen to me. I sent the email when you sent email, you attach the letter as a file, as a PDF file. The email has a date on it.
So hold on.
But Mr. So, I tell you, I get a letter. You want to tell me I'll get a letter? I want to get a date on the letter.
So what? Mr. Double, is Mr. So saying that
the letter went from the board to the administration? I got it on the letter. You think I'll just go look at it?
No. Mr. So, Mr. Double.
VP, we know people are trying to
call so we understand it.
We are working with limited time.
Already made it clear. We don't want to
go report. Let him go through the proper channel.
Yeah. Okay, Madam President, we hear that. We'll find that email and send it to you, Mr. So.
And we are not going to send it to him. We're going to send it to his chapter.
Okay, Madam President.
Go ahead, Mr.
I got a call from all the way Liberia here. You know what? We got to answer. Let us answer the Liberia call first, please.
Sure.
Mr. He's not sleeping. It's about 10 p.m. So 11, 12, 1, 2, 3 a.m. in Liberia. And Patrick Balu is out here. Mr. Patrick GMK Balu. What are GMK? It stands for Ghana, Morovia, and Kakatan.
Praise, thank you for the recognition, and I'm happy to follow the show from start to this point. And thanks to the president, thanks to the vice president, and thanks to all Grenadians in the U.S., and everybody supporting the administration. So, Prince, I got some questions to ask the president or the vice president.
Go ahead.
One, but the president and vice president, I made everything that you do for your people. You travel from state to state, from chapter to chapter. You attend events, functions, and you are flying, you're riding, and doing everything. But all your donations are personal from your own account. You don't go to GGAA or to your approved
the president get $8,000 for traveling budget. What are you talking about?
Yeah, come in. So you don't go to your budget approved by the board, but everything you do, you do it all. The vice president does it at his own expense. You do it at your own expense. The secretary does his at his own expense. The chaplain, even your appointed officials, they all doing their thing at their own expense. That's one. Two, why do you have a budget, my president, and you still, your blog does not allow you to use it, but you still do everything, at their own level. As the other question I want to ask you is the entire administration, from you to the chaplain and all the appointed officials. Why is it that all of them decide to bear this greatest sacrifice for the people? Other leaders will say, well, this thing I'm doing is for the organization, so I need to be paid for it. Not a day you go to a meeting and you even talk about anything about compensation for the level of work you do, or what passion is driving this administration that all the executives, are working at no cost to the organization's account. The last question is the Grenadier University College, as we call it now, the nursing program, was deactivated due to failure to benchmark. So now the administration, as part of its support to healthcare in Grenadier, has decided to collaborate with the government of Liberia and the authority to reactivate that program. Madam President, you are a world-class nurse in the U.S., and everybody and all the Grenadians there who are nurses and doctors. Is there a plan besides the money payment aspect? Is there a plan to lobby for some of the best equipment, some of the best logistics in the U.S. that will make the university, the nursing program in Grenadier County, if not number one in the Republic of Liberia, but at least among the top three based on the facilities, the equipment, the logistics, the training, mentors and everything that makes the U.S. nursing system the best, that practice can come back to Grenadier. Are you, is the administration willing or going around lobbying and engaging donors, goodwill ambassadors to make sure that program, when it comes back, it never goes down any time again in history? It becomes the best, if not the number one, but at least among the first top three in Liberia. Thank you, Madam President. God bless you. God bless the Vice President. God bless every executive member and the good people of Grenadier County in the U.S. and back home. Good night, Madam President.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Patrick. Madam President, you heard his question?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead and speak to it.
Oh, you want me to answer the question? You got any other caller? That's it?
No, we don't have a caller here. But I got the budget from I just got it's something I want to show for the people of Grenadier to see the email, what the brother spoke about. I want to show you the email here, so you can look at the date on the email. Mr. So if you're watching, they say Office of the Chairman, National Board of Directors, Brand Association. I got to block the phone number, and I had to put I blocked the phone number here. You see Omega Kala here. He was the board chairman at that time, the National Administration, the 2023-2024 National Budget Proposal. And it said March 18, 2024, the review and analysis of the budget proposal. It said, Dear Madam President, we are ready to provide a summary following the review and analysis of the budget proposal submitted by the National Administration for consideration and approval. We have approved $120,850 and cut $59, $150. You see that, Mr. So? Have you seen this? Let it so. You see the date, the letter, and yeah. Or you want to look at away now, Jesus Christ shows and you see a more in your bar. Mr. So, I just read the letter. They approve of date. The letter, you say you want a letter. This is the budget that the administration sent. They say National Administration 2023-2024 National Budget Proposal, the budget proposal. And the date is March 18, 2024. Subject, review and analysis of budget proposal. And they say, Dear Madam Edith, that time I was Edith was the president. March 2024, Edith was the president this year. You see that? You see that? We are ready to provide a summary following the review and analysis of the budget proposal submitted by the National Administration for consideration and approval. We have approved. They put ED to the end. That means they already passed the money. 120,000. They bring you that get plenty of money. $850. And they cut what? $59, 100 and some more. So if it's about 60,000, they cut off. Please execute the budget as approved by the National Board of Directors. This report aims to outline the key findings, observation, and recommendation based on our comprehensive assessment to the budget proposal. Key findings. They cut the money, or they got to tell you why they cut the money. Or the date from the board. Look at the email address, Omega Kala. They say okala@gmail.com. GGAAINC.org. Right here, you see that? I just, I pull strings. So, and people say, print talking. No. I will tell you whether it's true, and I will go down, eat a Poah, whether she's not doing the right thing, and I'll go down, anybody who not doing it. This is it right there. The truth must be told. Yeah, that Deconti, yeah, my own sister, Deconti from all the way Kunemo over there, or Shogana Town, she can know she that need where she get it, she from one of the Gobble Town. The date of the email and the date of the actual letter. My man, this is say what I'm telling you. The day they sent a letter to the woman, you know what? Read it. The letter was sent March. So the letter here, what? That answer ain't no call again. You want to see actual date? They will back it. Go to the board. When the board lie, they think I'm doing here. If I go and lie, say the board do this, the board did this, the board can grab me and question me for sending misinformation to the public. But I said, ladies and gentlemen.
But Prince, the issue is not even about the $17,000 not being approved. The issue that he's carrying around is $17,000 missing. $17,000 is missing.
The budget is approved.
That's what
in that letter, and in that particular letter, the budget that was approved, it was analyzed, approved, and everything was there. I got what I'm saying here, and I just jumping out of the blue mood to talk here. So the budget is right here. The budget I was approved. Okay. They say the 2024 National Convention, FACO, North Dakota, $20,000. They reduce it $3,000. Amount approved is $17,000. These are the approved budget right here for this particular. You send your budget to the people where you outline what you want to do. So the convention was inside the budget that you
$17,
submitted.
17,000 missing.
Yeah. The
Right.
budget that you submitted, it was inside it. So
Mr. Double,
yeah,
you see,
so
Mr. Double,
To me, I don't even think, look, the fact that we're going to spend so much time on this,
right,
you
it's
know,
really,
yeah.
President, you have to explain these things to people. These are
maybe,
things that people heard, and you have to make your
Oh, I
take a
got
turn
you. Because,
and
yeah, because
explain it to the
the
people.
people
I just
just
brought a
carry.
letter. The man said he wanted to see the letter. Then he wanted to see the letter. I got a letter from here. The board can communicate with me. I can ask them professionally. They tell me, "Look, my man, this is it. This is it. Black or this one, black or that one." And for their own personal thing, I have to do that. Then I posted it. I posted in there. This is the letter from the board. I block all the man telephone number. You don't want penny to see no phone number because you not board memo again. Get it, man. Email that Omega color. So it's simple. It's clear. And it is here for
And let
people
me
to
come in,
see.
Prince, please, Mr. Doba. You
Yeah.
see, that's the kind of misinformation people carry. Or since the administration took over, the administration has nothing to show. With everything that we listed, right? We have nothing to show. $25,000 debt, we have nothing to
1 minute.
show.
I was putting on air president speak. I got another call up
Twenty-five
on the
thousand
president.
dollars debt, we have nothing to
So the
show.
$25,000 debt part of 15,000 for Iowa. My man Prince Valley. I was involved in it. I brought it out. There were two conflicting things. You verify it, you went there and you pay the people money.
That's
The
nothing to show.
other people on the other side from how you call it, the building of the school, your data. I mean, these are things. If it's things, everybody know me. When I something out of what I don't understand, I
So
want
you
to
want
understand.
us now to
I was
take
speak on it.
precedence? What real good leader, would take people money? Oh, because you know what? We got this amount, so we're gonna just take the money and dump it in Liberia without putting a system in place, right? Because we must have a project. We before we can do anything, we have to make sure everything is we dot our I and T is well crossed. Okay, people are there to. We need to hold people
Because your
accountable.
predecessor was very regular in spending our money. There was no accountability. Money was sent left and right. There were
Like
cash out. They call at
the
one
nurse.
time they call your predecessor cash out, cash out, cash out. But I listen to this caller here. Let's listen to Johnson Mado. From there, then we will have this another 20 minutes or 10 minutes. Then we're gonna let you go, Madam
Yeah, I
President.
just wanted to clarify that stuff right now. Mr. Doe can come in, but I just want to say we cannot just take Grand Gideon's money and just dump it in Africa or anywhere to say because a project like the nursing school we about the nursing department we're ready to re-accreditate. We have a system. We put a system in place wherein the school gonna write us. We got a reporting system. We put everything in place that when you receive this money, we need X, Y, Z. We submitted the document. The document has been approved. We send it to the board before we can even think about sending money to Liberia to re-accreditate the nursing department. We are not just going to sit and just dump money anywhere and or it's fine for us to do such thing. It's not going to happen on our watch. We're going to make sure when we say transparency and accountability, we mean that. And anybody we send money to, we expect a system to be in place that they're going to be accountable.
Okay, let's listen to Johnson. Johnson, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Dora.
Okay, Madam President, hearing Mr. Doe.
I can hear, yeah, I can hear Mr. Doe. How you doing, Mr. Doe? President Doe.
Yeah, the Doe is the right name. The Mando.
Which state from? Which state you calling from?
Texas.
I'm calling from Austin, Texas.
You gotta get George Bush over there. So.
We got plenty of the bushes here.
Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Yes. I think. One question was one. Is it possible that the president can emphasize on a particular achievement of this administration, being it back home or here, which I'm interested in hearing. I think guessing they were trying to go there, but then he deviated a little bit. I'm not questioning that they don't have achievement. I just want them to emphasize on achievement back here. If you're saying America, I would say, look, for me, I consider even the system set up to be an achievement. I think most of the people from other places think achievement is undertaking a project back home. Is there any way that they can emphasize on that? Number two question would be, who is in charge of this Grand chat room platform? Is it any ordinary person or somebody was designated to be in charge? I went there, I saw administrators to be most of the elected officials, which is necessary. And then I saw people from Liberia who are also in charge of the charge room, and sometimes they are campaign managers. Is it necessary to have only the elected official being in charge of the chat room so that it will be controlled? Then the third question would be, if people are in charge of the chat room, be it from you or from the other side, are we watching the way people are approaching issue, disrespecting women and even men, women disrespecting men too? Are we monitoring all of these, or we have selected a way of, doing the administration or administering restriction to other places? That's all I have to ask because we don't have more time. So those are the few questions that I want to ask. Mr.
Thank
Douglas.
you.
Thank you for giving me the time.
President, you understood the gentleman question?
Yes.
Yeah, please speak to them, please. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So I will start with Mr. Madison Freeman. He asked two questions, and the first question was,
Go ahead.
oh, okay. The first question was if I am preparing a leader to succeed me
1 minute,
after.
Madam President. Talk, Sally, got 1 minute to talk or question, then you go. Now, no, the line will be shut off. Sally. The reason you're answering that Doris Jari Lacey said I will answer. Doris Jari Lacey, so go ahead.
I read my cowboy. I thought I saw me, but hey, I was talking about it.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
All right, bye.
Yeah.
Madam President, please answer the questions.
Okay. So we have, I will start with Mr. Madison Freeman. He asked two questions.
Who are you breeding? Who are you breeding to take your when you leave the scene? Who's going to take Isaac? You know what?
When you look at our activities, we function not in a box because our goal is for Mama Jida to have the very best. Okay, so we it's not just the VP. We got a lot of other people that are working with us. When you hire someone or you give someone a task to perform, that person has to meet whatever challenges or whatever you think that they need to do. So with that being said, we are very open. We are welcoming people to come on board and serve. And when the time is right, you can best believe we will support the very best person. The person that we think is competent, well fitted, well fit for the position. That's the kind of person we're going to actually get into that position of authority when it comes to supporting the individual. It is not going to be personal. We are not going to say, oh, because I'm close to this person or this person did XYZ. We want to hire or actually get someone, elect a person that will actually play the role. And one of the most important things is sustainability aspect. After you put all the systems in place, to sustain the system is what matters most. Okay? We want someone because it requires a lot of time to be able to do what we are doing, sleepless hours. Okay? Your money is on the line, your stress level is high. It is not just easy. So anyone that works with their heart and have the passion to do whatever it takes to get things done, that's the person that's going to get our support. And we are actually looking, and we can see a lot of people stepping in our line, and the very best would occupy that position. Number two, he said, where do I have the passion from to do what I'm doing? You know, to be able to help my people and do everything. Sometimes I do ask myself, and the question goes to the Lord, God, trust me, it is not easy. When he gives you certain tasks in life, you go, you kind of, it's like someone, it becomes addiction. I can't sleep because of grandchildren. I do things like as if, and it is it's I think where God got me to do on earth, to be able to give back to my people. And if I don't do that, I don't rest in peace. So from the day I stepped in America, even when I was a refugee, receiving help from my parents, I was still able to help people in need. So of course, it's something I think that's my own calling on earth, wherein people have the ability to dance and get money and sing. My only gift from God is to be able, or my work from God is to be able to give back to humanity. And He did not promise that the road would be easy. But hey, it's the passion and my love for my people. And at the end of the day, I hope that our country will be one of the best, you know, countries in Liberia. And so then I go to the next speaker or caller, Mr. Patrick Bolu. Hmm. Patrick, I think you need to look in the mirror. Okay? Sometimes you look at other people doing things. I wonder how you, Patrick, you do what you do. Look at the time right now you are up. Some Grenadians will recognize what you are doing. Some will be confused and call you, or you are in Liberia, area code 2231. When people live in this country that does not require anything, there are some people will say, look, you know what, we are not going to go to that program because we want that program to fail. We are not going to do this because we don't want this to happen. You, Patrick, in Liberia, at this hour, when you don't have money and people are struggling around you, you take the time to use your own money to be able to get online. Look at the amount of hours you invest. And let me bring this to your attention. Even though the Lord said, unto whom much is given, much is required, He said, I did not promise you the journey going to be easy. But what I can tell you, every step of the way, you will be there. So, Patrick, every step of the way I'm there, He erected you at my gate of travel. That's how you keep into place, Patrick Bolu. And I want to say thank you. And that's why I come from, I say, look in the mirror. How did I get you on my side? You know how it happened. It is God. So when it comes to the budget, you said you guys, the budget is there and you are not using it. Patrick, how can we as leaders right now, when we took over, an administration that was financially heavily strangulated, what can we do? Serious deficit, problems all over the place. I never took a penny from Grand Judea Association since I've been in this country. And let me give you my trajectory of everything that I've been doing in this country from the time I got here. I supported every leadership. When I was a student, when I was in the house with my parent, I still supported. So now I will have my, how you call it, when I do some hours and at the end of the day, our income tax, I will take my income tax and be able to donate. But the most important thing is, if I can sacrifice my life and get in the street of New York and say, look, United Nations must come to our call. It did not just take George Bush one day to get up from his sleep and say, Charles Taylor must go. It took some of us to be arrested. I was the only female of the three people that got arrested. The only lady from Grand Judea, female, and another gentleman from Grand Judea, Mr. J.D. Snacker, that was arrested in New York, advocating for our people. I did not stop there. I wanted to meet with teams of lawyers. I went and met with some lawyers to be able to bring this country, even when I said, oh, to book to see what we can do, because I felt my people's lives were in danger. Okay? So there are a lot of things. I didn't need money to do that, even though I'm telling you that I didn't have to get everything like money. I was a student living with my parents, but I was still doing what I had to do. Now I'm a professional nurse. Thank God. But there are nurses in this country, professional people who stay away because they don't want to be abused. They don't want to be disrespected. If you look at my records, I supported, like I said, every administration. I went to Liberia out of pocket. I traveled to Liberia. Like one of the speakers said, Mr. Hammond, he said, when I met with President Salif, we talked. I told her, I said, Madam President, look at you here. You know, we want you to do things. You are our hope as a mother. I went in a building, but then it was Martha Tubman Hospital. I said, I refuse to call it a clinic because when we got in the building, I saw this little room with dust all over the place. A pole called IV pole, there was no nothing. And then when I walked in the building, I saw this gentleman with radio listening, and you could see him in pain. And they gave the man surgical procedure. He had abdominal surgery. No any kind of a IV, nothing, no pain medicine. The man is just laying there. People on the floor, sleeping on the floor. A lot of things. We went in the dietary era, nothing. All you can see is a refrigerator that was damaged. And when we got back, we were able to bring that records back under the leadership of Mata Kana. And when I say I supported leaders, President Kana, the highest amount she raised, it was on a mine and wash when I was the program for inaugural chair with the heavy division. So God is always with me every step of the way. Even though the burning can be heavy, but I need not to use money because I didn't use it then. I don't think I need to use it now. And I'm hoping that with all the sacrifices, we can have people to join us on board with the passion. Because you are here, there are people home sleeping today, don't have food to eat. There are people dying, children. Okay. So with that, I said, look, let me sacrifice what I have. And that's where God also have given me the team that we have, the executive we have, the advisors we have. I cannot ask for any more. The Lord is working. Okay. So we don't have to use that. And you said, look, you know what gonna make the nursing department number one in the country with the passion and with the dedicated members we have, the advisor, the executive team, and the chapter leaders, the members of Grand Judea Association. You can see the union is growing now. You can see the joy. Look at Arizona chapter. Look at the program they had, a beautiful program going from door to door serving food. This coming weekend, Metro DC chapter that was there long time just got, reawakening a few months ago, less than a year. And look at what that chapter is doing. They're having an event this weekend.
Do
I'm
you go
saying
in those?
this
Do you go in those states to reawaken these things, or they doing it on their own?
most of the time. I travel to these chapters and be able to give them the boost that they need
Okay.
out of pocket.
Well, let me 1 minute, Madam President, before you go into your conclusion. There, I want to make Mr. Show to see this. I have to show things to all members here. You wanted to see the date. You see the from Omega Kara, the email. It was dated Wednesday, March 20th, 2024 at 12 and 19 a.m. The subject, a budget approval letter. You see the date to Madam Edith Poah, Moses, GGA, Wulukala, Iwekon. So the date the letter went out was on the 20th of 20 March 20th. That's when the letter went out to the people. Now you see the real letter right here. And then the okay in the people budget for them to operate and run the organization. So go ahead, Madam President.
So
If you
then,
you know if people will say, "Oh, it's talking about either you talk," no, I'm not talking. Everybody know in the chat want to gang up on me. Oh, I'm supporting Gilmore. But if the facts are there, you got to get the facts. You can't hide it.
so
So raise
Prince, let me tell
so
you.
raise a serious and so raise a serious question, like genuine one. You wanted to see it. Now it's there. The letter went out to all members of the board, to the national administration. You can see Isaac email over there. You see all the emails are over there. So if that's one thing about the Prince Double Show. We check, we call people and they answer us and they talk to us. We can get on your back when we talk. They are got on the president back. You didn't Poah then. She said, "Oh, I'm on me. They ain't able me." I called the next day. I said, "My president, you gotta come and explain your platform on the show." They agreed to come and they are here. So go ahead, Madam President.
So I'm saying with Patrick, that's where we have the passion. And God has given me the team, the leaders, the chapter leaders, and everything. Then I come to Johnson Doe. He said, "What are your achievements?" You know, like when it comes to, he said, "Give me," if I got him right, he said, "at least one." But there are a couple of things, okay? The aspect of uniting our people, if it is not something that is called achievement and people say she has nothing to show, then I want to know. We took over with barely 2 chapters functioning, but now look how many chapters, and look at the energy the people are having. Look at the love. Look at the woman program we just had in Kansas City, Missouri. Okay? Look at things that we are doing. But it is sad that people will sit and because, oh, I must be a leader. If you want to be a leader, you got to lead by example. You don't wait until when it's time to lead, and then you say, "Oh, because I'm it's campaign time, so I will feed people with negative stuff." But guess what? You cannot feed people with negative stuff against this administration because we have the documents to show. We have the work to show. We are working. We are not talking just blank talks. We are walking the walk. Okay? So all you're going to do, the more you try to come against this administration, you're going to find yourself being frustrated. You're going to hit the wall and bounce back because there is nothing to see that you are looking for in a negative way. We got document to prove. So when you are coming, you got to come strong. No money issue will come here because it never happened when we never had it. Like I said, we donated our own. Why we it? How can you not just have a document to come and say, "Oh, yes"? I remember this day when Edith went at the event under the leadership of Miss and President Henry Glade. When we had the ambassador challenge Grangie, they held it back and said, I challenge anyone who would come to me against, financial, whatever I donate out, anyone who actually match this, I will give another one." Nobody could stand at that time. It took Edith Poah, the president, the current president of Grand Judah Association. I was nowhere near power. I was not a leader, but I led the way because I felt that I didn't go to that event with the mindset I'm going to donate. But if someone said I challenge Grand Judah, then you got me. Okay? And I told him before he could have his seat, I said, "Mr. Ambassador, you got to come back." And I doubled the amount. And because I doubled the amount, he had to come back and live up to his promise. Do you remember that? That's not called money eating. That's called someone who actually cares and makes sacrifices for her country, her people. Do you see in North Dakota, and Mr. Principal, I beg you, because let's do some cleaning up here. In North Dakota, the convention, Mr. W, a media person, do you know people were calling around? May his soul rest in peace. Mr. Freeman in Kentucky, I had a lengthy conversation with him, and he said, "Nobody will come to Kentucky to be able to beat you here because at first I was going against you, but for what you did in North Dakota, the way I saw money coming and the way you conducted that event, you are indeed a leader for this community." May his soul rest in peace. Okay? So people who want to see good stuff will see good stuff. But I can get it though, because how can you not talk about money is missing? Because they say sometimes when you have problem with certain issues, then maybe I don't even know what to say. Because it takes someone who will look at records and say, look, $17,000 missing. You think that's small money? We are not talking about $7. We are not talking about 17 cents. We are not talking about, we're talking about 1,000 missing. And the whole community is quiet. Is that possible? But because you want to be a leader.
No, but Madam Poah, maybe because the man wanted to know.
Mr. Dobo,
Maybe
no, Mr. Dobo.
maybe the man concerned. The man concerned. The
So
concern.
the achievement.
It is a legitimate concern. The man
Mr.
wanted
Dobo.
to know.
I'm
1
almost
minute,
done
Madam,
with
Mr.
Mr.
Vice
Johnson.
President. I'll give you the time to speak. But Madam President, the man wanted to know if the board approved it, and from the information that I'm giving, that the board approved the money, the board approved your budget.
But besides the board approving, look at
Seeing
his
the board.
hairline.
The man seeing the board's email, the board former board chairman email there, the current board chairman email there. He can take them and call them. There is no way these guys will go and lie on themselves and then let the thing go
The
like that.
documents are there, but he felt he didn't say. He said $17,000 missing. We can read with comprehension.
It's a statement that he's making.
Did he put
He's
a question
making a
mark?
direct statement.
$17,000 missing. It depends how you read it, though. Missing,
So,
question missing. You know what I mean? Isaac?
Mr.
So
Dobo,
go back to Mr. and Johnson though. So we have achieved a lot. The
yeah,
financial house, peace and
yeah,
stability.
let me talk on that, Mr. On those achievements. Let me just breathe on it. So again, Mr. Dobo, I think there are some achievement that maybe you may not see it, you may not touch it, but
He
that
asked
does
for one,
not
but I
mean
gave him more.
I'll give you more. Yeah, I will give you more. In the history of Grand Union Association, we digitized the whole payment system. Today, which of course you know, a lot of paper, Zelle, Cash App, the money are all connected. That payment system are all connected to the official GGA business account. So
That's
when you send your money, it goes straight into GGA. It doesn't go to poor personal Cash App. And when we talk over, you know it already, GGA were in debt. What happened today? We raised over 250% of GGA revenue. Over 250%. Numbers does not lie. In less than 2 years, we created a financial policies that we put in place that even the president does not handle money before they, and that's a respect.
Is the current board chairman name on that account?
Oh, yes. The current chairman is there. Oh, yes.
Which one of the color?
Wulu color. You said the current board chairman. We have no one board chairman. We have one chairman. His knee is there. The current Wulu color, honorable Wulu color, as you can call him, he will attest to it. His knee is there. The former board chairman did the right thing. He and the former, the current board chair, the leadership, they work together. They remove the former board chair. They will replace. But again, Mr. Double, just to go back here, when Madam President, when she was not in 2019, if you can recall, in the history of Grand Union Association, where you lost the election and took on $1,000 and gave it to the person who won to jumpstart that your administration, first of a kind, not just in the Liberian community, but everywhere, has tend to be corrected. But again, I want to give me 1 minute. Let me talk to Patrick from Liberia.
Go ahead.
I mean, I'm sorry, yeah, this is personal because it's a guy who lost his elder sister yesterday in Liberia. Then up to now, he's still up and calling in from Liberia. He's bereaved. He's on the mat as we speak. He's on the mat. He lost his elder sister yesterday in Liberia. That tells you how much this man loved this union. Again, Mr. Bolu, on behalf, again, we already talked, but again, in this public matter, I want to say, sympathies and our DPS condolences to you and your beloved family. Again, so take heart. We'll be in touch with you. Keep doing what you are doing. The world is watching. We are seeing you, everything that you have done. You not do it because you don't have time. You are doing it because of the passion, the love that you have for Grand Union County and Liberia as a whole. Again, Mr. Double, I know this administration's annoyed. We are putting a system in place assisting. That's why the president said we are a team. We are not just doing it because, oh, we did. No, we are putting a system that even when we leave the scene tomorrow, all that will come after us, they will see that we have a system that they can live with and make things easier for you. If you don't have a system, you don't have a structure in place, and just get it because you want to do things, I'm sorry, you are heading for a disaster, you are heading for a failure. So the first and most thing, you put a system in place. The intent of the whole, for an initial stage, you ask, oh, how did we raise that money in North Dakota? It is the member that raised that money. We just as a leader, but it's no. We said before, it is the membership of Grand United Association that raised that money. It is you, a member that watching here tonight. It is you that take your high-end money because what? You believe there's a system in place. You believe in the leadership. You see, when you have that trust in your people, whatever you ask for, they will do it. They will, no matter where. And that is why it doesn't matter the location or where. And that is why tonight again, come January 31st through February 2nd in Atlanta, Georgia. Let's all go there. We believe we did it in 2015.
You guys are going to amend the Constitution in our place? You're not going to tamper with things in our Constitution?
Now, again, Mr. Double.
Madam Poah?
We have the board, and then when it comes to the Constitution, it is the board that oversees that, not the administration per our Constitution. We live by the rules, we live by our organic law that govern us. So when it comes to the Constitution, the board oversees it, and the board set up a committee. Please, to every member, if you have any idea, the revised Constitution is out there, go through it, review it. If you see anything that you don't like, that you want to change, send your recommendations to the committees. We're going to be in Atlanta, Georgia, that whole Saturday. We're going to spend the entire Saturday day on that Constitution. We're going to make changes. We're going to compile everything. And at the end of the day, when it comes to the convention in Louisville, Kentucky, in your own city, Mr. Double, that final document will be put on the floor. And the question will be asked, does the body, does the membership approve this? When we say yes, it becomes the law and it takes effect. So I'm encouraging every member, please, please, please. It is very, very important because these are the rules and regulations, the Constitution that govern us. Let us go to Atlanta, Georgia. Let us go there.
No, I don't want you to close here now. I got 5 more minutes. I will let the president. I will let you to close, and the president.
Yes.
Ask 1 or 2 questions before we go in there, because I was in one of the teleconference where they talked about somebody being disqualified, and the president, Madam Poah, you came on and said that this person is not qualified.
And I'm sorry, before we get to that, just
not the election.
Mr. Johnson, last question he asked, who's managing the chat room?
Oh, yes.
And Mr. Johnson, we have admin, that are managing the chat room. And of course, proper intervention. As we see stuff, it's a new chat room. The goal was to take Virginians from Facebook from attacking each other and bring them into our little Judea kingdom, so we can be able, whatever the problem is, to be able to solve it in-house and deal with it. So when we get out there, people can be looking at Virginians as if we don't mean business. We just keep attacking each other on Facebook. So that other part is like something that we have achieved to bring people, and we're still recruiting members to come in the chat room. But we will always have problems. We have rules, and we're going to post. And for those who have been offended and been disrespected, it's a work in progress, and we are doing our best. He said, and people doing work from Liberia, we have administrators that are In fact, Mr. Patrick Bolu is one of the admin on the team. Besides that, I don't know any other Liberians that is Christian that is in Liberia that is part of this team that is managing. So, of course, we are doing our best, and thanks for bringing that to our concern. We'll continue to make sure things get better in the chat room. So, Mr. Double, we can go on to the next question.
Thank you, Madam President. And then I should show also like to tell Mr. Badu sorry for his loss. we'll call him tomorrow personally and try to talk to him and console him on that thing. Well, Madam President, thank you again for the time being here, and Mr. Vice President, thank you also for being here. Well, before we go, I would like to ask about the meeting, the teleconference you had the last month, where there was a question and concern raised about one of the person on Mr. Gilman's ticket, and Madam President, I actually heard you saying that the person not qualified. I don't know. Put yourself in the election commission shoe that you made that comment, or you meant what you say, or you
And that's beautiful question. I became a president not only to do whatever or to implement projects. One of my duty is to uphold the Constitution, to make sure it is respected, and that's what we are going to do. Okay? I do not have the authority to disqualify people, but I have the Constitution mandate to be able to reach out, search for information, and if whatever that contravenes the Constitution, to speak against that ill. That's something I can do. So if anything that comes from there, so the fact you brought that out, President Gilman was once disqualified. When I say once, I'm talking about his team. So you would think that coming back in the race, you would make sure you do the right thing. Okay? You would make sure things are well in place, in line with the Constitution. So I want this part to be well, I want people to understand this part that I'm about to say. Again, I don't go around disqualifying people. All right?
But do you have that power to do that?
Pastor Jefferson,
do you have that power to go around and disqualify people, Madam
I don't have the power to disqualify people, but the Constitution gives me the authority. I am guided by the Constitution to say if something is wrong, to fight against it. So the Constitution prescription will move you or withdraw you from the team. If people actually understand that. So it's the Constitution, the law, your failure to abide by the law, the rules and regulation is what going to disqualify you.
So let's say, Madam President, you are an incumbent.
So talking about this
process, Madam President. If you don't think the wise thing or the good thing to do was if you have somebody who is not on that ticket or on a ticket the right way, to send a complaint to the election commission, like what you did last time.
But you see, that's why we had a problem when you said the question came about. I answered the question the way you asked me question right now, right? And I want you guys to listen. You asked me question, and I'm answering your question. When I answer your question, then the next thing is going to be that, Edith says she's going to know. When you put in a system, it needs to be respected. So the fact that the team came up and they said declare members of that team, it is my responsibility to make sure to do my homework as well. Okay? So the person who actually know an individual is not qualified, and you put the person on your team, you are disqualifying your team. It's not Edith Poah and her team. For instance, if I did a homework and the person is qualified, the person is qualified. If the person is not qualified, they're going to have to be removed. The Constitution prescription must be followed.
Who's going to remove them?
If we found out, for example, right? Let me give you an instant for this chaplain, and to tell you how much homework we are doing right now. Okay, I wouldn't just step into stuff without getting everything in place. In order for you to serve on the executive, you have to be a convention goer at least two of the last four, right? When you look at the database, she is not on the database with the other people, with other convention, even within her chapter where she lives. She's not even on the roster for payment.
Madam President, I understand that.
So I'm violating
all these things. Who do you take this thing to? Who has the authority
when we find out that when we put
that
all
person?
these things together, and we dot they could prove us wrong. So then we take that to the election commission and say, look, this person, we have an issue with this person. It happened to my own chaplain, Pastor Solo. I didn't have a problem. We didn't have a problem.
So who's going to remove the person? The administration or the
Not the administration. It's the ECOM gonna say, oh, okay, you gave us false information, you misled us, we thought this person will qualify, you're gonna have to replace. It up to them. If they say, oh no, we said XYZ and this person cannot be replaced, then hey, then we can take it to the next level. But we're not gonna we're gonna follow the chain.
So you don't think the election commission had a process? They got a deadline to file protests to come to them and file protest. The deadline is expired. Will you follow up on that?
No,
if we know the deadline, then we'll stay within the scope. But if we don't not, so whatever we are doing, we are not going outside.
Okay.
We're gonna make sure we do our best. And again, we stand to be corrected. In addition to that, right? And we have President Gilmore was here last night. He said, oh, his campaign manager is Uriah Soon. Are we gonna be the one to disqualify him? Or he should not be nowhere near near that post? You see how people carry misleading information? You are not president, a national president, but you are violating the same rules that you're supposed to respect already.
How is he violating the rules? I read it. I posted. I read it. Uriah Soon is not seeking any elected position.
Okay, read it. Read that part.
Manager is not elected.
Mr. Dobo. Mr. Dobo.
I can post it.
I can post it.
Mr. Dobo.
Let Mr. Dobo read it with understanding.
Mr. Dobo. We know that Uriah Soon is not seeking an elected position.
Please, VP, let him read that.
Uriah Soon is seeking any elected position?
No, just read that part. What it is? It's not. It did not say elected position. Before the elected position, what you have? Office, right?
Any person removed from office under paragraph C.
So stop right there.
Any person removed from office under paragraph C of this section shall be banned from holding a national or local elected office for 4 calendar years.
He was removed from office.
You were removed from office.
He was banned for office.
You were removed and banned from office.
So then how is he now going to come?
He cannot hold a national or local he's not holding no national or local elected position.
You are national campaign manager. You are putting a national president in place. You are coming to Grand Judah space. You are being suspended. You are coming in. So you want to now understand it is important for us to follow these rules. Then we will do the right thing. And if people have a problem to follow the rules, we will help.
Yeah, so you are the current president just said it. You will help. If people not following the rules, you will help to make people to follow the rules, and the rules must be followed by the president.
The War Office, it tells you he occupied the office. He was an ECOM member. That's an office. It means going into the building. Office could be a position.
Yeah, I know that.
Yes,
I know that. It says here the office under paragraph C of this section shall be banned from holding a national or local elected position. He's not going to be elected.
No, it said all the word all. Before you got to look at OR.
A national campaign manager is a national office.
It said remove from office all.
Yeah, no.
I'm not looking at it, but I'm telling you, looking at it. I'm not reading it.
It's going down. It's straight down. You're not reading what's straight down. I put it there.
No, I'm not seeing it. So you're seeing it, right, Prince? So the wall removed from office.
They say any person removed from office under paragraph C of this section shall be banned from holding a national or local elected office for 4 calendar years. Is he going to hold national or local elected position?
So then that leave with the board now for us to know, because he has been suspended. And when you are suspended from GPA,
Mr. Dobo.
1 minute. I need to bring. I'll come here. I'll give you the chance. I need to bring Madison here. I need to bring Gibson Jeru here, and I need to bring Joseph Fanon. What's the guy name from Philadelphia? What's that guy name? I forgot his name. It's on your team, man. Zaya Pole got to come here to discuss. These guys are the clever and Ellis Jala. These are the smartest and very sound people in our community. I'm not downplaying anybody, but these
And like
guys
I said, we stand to be corrected, but look
I'll bring
at
them
it.
as
You
my guest
yourself.
to
Mr. Double,
the only problem I have with Madison when kind of on a cool road, a big boy, you gotta break it down, speed 6th grade level book, so everybody can understand it. I think that we need to do because it's confusing me myself over here too also, and we got to bring people to interpret it.
Mr. Double.
And morally, right? Morally, let's do this, right? The only person
how about it, man? Deputy campaign manager.
That's what I'm saying. Morally, we can't because he's not part of GGA, but morally now, this man, the whole account of Moses P. Harris is in his pocket. Right? But you're talking to be a campaign manager. Are you aiding and abetting that kind of behavior? Instead of encouraging the man to refund the money, then he can get in a position. No, you said no. So if he became a leader, what is he trying to set? What's the example?
Mr. Double.
You know?
Yeah.
Mr. Double, Madam President. Madam President, Mr. Double, and again to my fellow listener here tonight. The issue here is about the decision-making process of Mr. Gemo. You see,
that's a serious concern.
You look at a leader. It's not just what he said, he ought to about his decision-making process. Yes, a man who a campaign manager that is impeached by the board, he make him to be a campaign manager. Assistant campaign manager who took Moses PR money
allegedly
and left 68 cents. Of course, you know the whole and left 68 cents and make up.
It's not.
He has it.
Mr. And today he's going around boasting about it that yeah, he transferred the money to his own account to all I want to get. But the issue here is this. The issue here is this. What message is the other guy sending out to people, to organizations, and it's funny because
when you mean he is also
I know to Mr. Gemon. What message is he telling people? He's a member of Moses P. Harris, Mr. Gemon. He's a member of Moses P. Harris. What message is he sending out that it's okay to go out and take organization money and come back and reward you and appoint you to manage your team? It's very important. These people are the people that manage his team. It tells you tomorrow the kind of leader he will become tomorrow if he's elected. So I want to please to my listener, to Grand Gideon, is this the person you want to lead you tomorrow? Is it okay to go and take high-end money of people who work 8 to 5, work in the factory, work everywhere to make money and donate money to support care development back home in Liberia in Grand Gideon? But one person go and take 9,000 and left 68 cents in the account and come back and you are making that person to be a campaign manager? Is that okay with you? Is that okay? If the answer is yes, I'm fine with you. Go ahead and vote for that person. But if you believe
you want to read, Madam President, you want to read Stanley Fran's statement?
What Stanley said? I can see it.
Can't see it. Real Prince.
Man, that's the why I posted that.
No, but we are only. Okay, let me read it.
Yeah.
Okay, let me read it. I can read it. I can see it. I look on my computer. I can read it.
Senior Comrade and I apologize to the board for pardon. We were branded as cowards, quote unquote. The day of reckoning has come. He put a big exclamatory mark to it. Who is he referring to?
He referring to Mr. Uriah Son. I reached out to him. We try to make sure to do these things, and he himself, you see.
So the question, Mr. Double, the question I want to ask to people listening tonight is it. I'm not saying something going to happen. We're going to have a peaceful election in Louisville, Kentucky. Everything will be done. But what if tomorrow, who's going to represent him to the board? Would that be Uraso? The campaign manager?
Deputy.
Come on, Prince Double.
No, but the truth is, though, even at that,
the deputy can represent. What are you talking?
Yeah.
No, but let's forget about that. And we're just trying to say we're talking about this man, you know. So, Prince, you remember your asked? No, that Malachi Freeman asked me if I had somebody to succeed me. So,
Who gonna
if I
succeed you?
was
Isaac, you know where?
no, if I had a problem, then
Isaac, you
I
know
would
where? Or
say
Isaac Carr?
no. The decision the man
Madam
is
President, who gonna
making.
succeed you? Isaac, you know where?
I
Isaac
already
Carr.
answered
They
that
all
question.
Isaac,
I'm giving
right?
you
Mr. Double, they
example.
all Isaac, right?
Eh?
You know, see Isaac?
I'm
Because
giving you
somebody called lie,
example.
say Isaac are waiting for you when you
Someone
go
who
for
is
election.
actually going to be
Madam
okay. Take
President,
for example.
why are you trying to evade the question? Who gonna
No,
So
succeed?
but
VP,
Mr. Double, right, the president, right now, we have a task and responsibility to
I'm
do the people's
asking the
job.
president the
And
question.
that's what
so
we are
VP,
doing right now.
Mr.
Mr.
Double,
Badu
hold on
asked the
When
now,
that
question.
time
Mr.
comes,
Double,
when that time comes, we will cross the river.
Who gonna
Mr. Double.
succeed?
That debunks a few things here, because you please, it's important. You got a good platform, right? And Mr. Gilman is saying we are not qualified because we don't have database. His VP told him we need to get a database. How can a VP did not say, don't get Mr. Sun on as a campaign manager? He can support you.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So you want me to? Nobody can advise. It just then in addition, do not put Mr. So on his ticket to be your co-chair until he can pay the people money.
It's
That advice did not come.
it's an allegation against Mr. So.
I'm not saying he stole, but he told me he took the people money and he
No,
has
but
it.
you see,
I'm telling
Did
you,
he
you can
actually
quote
tell
me.
you that he got the money?
He told me
oh
he has the
yeah,
money
you
until the
What
people
is
come
he
can
doing with the money? Is
apologize to
he in
him.
check? Is he keeping it on his bed? Or what is he doing? Did he ask you why he keeping it in the
on.
bank?
It's still in your personal account. He said it's still
Prince,
keeping your personal account. But it
VP,
came up Mr. Double,
let's discuss
No,
yesterday.
no, no, no,
condition
no, no,
I'm
no,
gonna
here.
no,
show
no, no,
you.
no. I say 1 minute. Let the president speak. We're trying to start the president on speaking, bro.
No, I'm not saying a president. I said Mr. Double. Yesterday, yeah. Get what Amy told you yesterday, yeah, that he's not even aware that Mr. Soy impinged. He said he does not even know, he's not even aware that Mr. Soy impinged. Could you believe that?
We wanted to. You're confusing me
You
here.
write your song.
So,
You
So
write your song.
you got
You write
so
your song.
soon.
He said he's not aware that Uriah's song was impeached.
Two of them, are they both impeached?
so the man
No,
said,
no,
Eh?
you're
so
both of
listen
them are
now.
all impeached. Yes,
VP, hold on, please. Let's
they
just
are
do
all
this.
impeached.
Madam President, 1 minute. I want to VP. Are they both impeached?
Yes,
Eh?
yes. Glenn Saw was impeached and removed from
We
in
love
office.
people who
By
impeach.
Augustine Zulu, Bo,
Oh, yes.
and then we wanted the
Oh,
Bo that impeached so you right so.
the campaign manager is impeached. The co-chairman is impeached.
It's
But
impeached.
this is the most interesting part. He said we need leadership with vision. And the man was telling you yesterday, you know, we need people that have vision to lead us young. We are not joking here.
Madam President, please
Okay?
call the man Mr. President, man.
No, Mr. President, what did I
Mr.
say? I'm
President,
sorry.
Mr. President, yeah.
Yeah, man is the president
So,
for
Mr.
Legal
President,
Center.
I'm sorry. So the president said, we need leadership with vision. We're not joking here, man. No data.
No data.
No data. No data. I say, look, the people can't even show anything.
Every 6
What do
months,
you
we
have
will
to
do
show
data.
in your chapter? If I was Edith Poah having Michigan as I'm being a president or just a single chapter versus somebody who or national and getting things done, you just over one chapter. Then you say you actually telling the people, you know what? Hey, we need business. We are not joking. We need people with vision. Really? How do
So
you
there's a
pull
guy who
people?
called from Michigan. You're gonna reach out to him?
Of
What if
course,
you
you're gonna reach out to Mr. Hammer.
say you're gonna reach out to Mr. Hammond because he said he donate, he's gonna play $1,000. So
For your own chapter.
so I mean not
Do you
everybody
know?
not everybody in Pennsylvania supporting Madam Poah.
No,
So
I'm not saying they're not supporting me, but the man said
it's the
the
same
man
thing.
was you did not get him chance. The man said our chapter we handpicked, and our chapter is now you interrupted. I wish you had
The man
given, but you
called
will
me.
still
The
speak.
man called me.
It's
He didn't
fine,
call. He
Prince.
did
It's
not
fine.
call to talk. He did not call to talk
I
about
agree
your
because
opponent.
the
He
man will
called
come.
to
He will
talk
come back
about.
on
He
your
said he
show.
wanted. The tell message guy was a call to talk to you.
He will come
That's it
back.
to talk about. To talk
So,
about.
Okay.
but Mr. Double,
There is no
it's a
data,
saying that,
and we.
Mr. Double, it's a saying that it said charity became our
So,
home.
VP, let me ask you a question here. So the
Okay.
tax writer, one thing he said we can get tax writer. So how we gonna get a tax write-off of that in Moses P. Harry? I know that. How much is it, VP? 9,000.
$9,000.
How we get that tax write-off?
Well, that tax write-off, yeah. Somebody who is managing a campaign though, why can't you tell that person to go and return
Moses P. Harry, you
money?
showing Moses P. Harry how to do it too?
Come on, but Prince Double, let's be real here. Talk is good. Sometimes there are some people, they're good at just talking, boasting things, the other one.
But the man said that what he would do. You don't try the man to gain the thing and say the toy is cheap.
No, I'm not saying toy is cheap. I'm not saying toy. I said toy is good to talk.
The question I want to ask the president say, when I get for a gentleman, the president, you in the chat room, you been getting all these kind of things, but you're not getting sleeping play. Can you speak to that issue about you get sleeping play or not? I know you got sleeping play, so you get for your audience.
Mr. Double,
let ladies to write.
No, Mr. Double, come on, Mr. Double. No, Mr. Double. Let me realistic.
I say,
Mr. Double, no, Mr. Double, please.
Can you get ladies
I don't think does it matter to Grand Junior listening tonight? Where the president live, aka I'm considered in the basement or not? Does it really matter to you, Mr. Double?
President, can you speak to that issue?
So the thing is that for the sake of our good listening audience, I would say, I do live in a home. I have a home. I have a place to sleep. But for the sake of those who want me to be in the basement, I don't mind being in the basement and do what I'm doing.
Exactly so.
Being in the basement is what gave me the mindset to not get people on board who are actually impeached and have people money, and then I make them to be on my leadership. You got what I'm saying? There are bigger things we need to worry about. All right? So if you are not, for the people who think it's a basement stuff, you know my records, my track records are helping and doing other stuff. And of course, it's not something that I wish I will be in the basement to do more of what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I don't mind. I want to do more. Maybe what I'm paying right now, if like I said, I'm in the Chaplain basement, then maybe I don't have to pay anything. Right? Or I don't know whether she allow me in the basement free or whatever I'm paying, maybe it may be less, then I will help more. Okay? Because we need help. Our people need everything. So that stuff, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Somebody who actually took money will say, oh, she lived in basement, because you don't have that moral ground to bring substance to the table and just talk about stuff like that.
So, Madam President, when PRA people come to you and say, Madam President, please get involved to retrieve our money, will you take the initiative?
I've been trying. In my simple I've been trying.
He said he told you.
Let me tell you something, Mr.
He told you about the money.
I called him several times. I called him several times because he's a gifted person. You know what I mean? When I went to Moses P. Harris,
the guy is a smart guy.
Yeah. So that's why I engaged him.
He brought me to Moses P. Harris.
I said to my brother, I beg you, please return the money so you can come and be with us. You know what I mean? I reached out to him. Even Mr. Uriah's son.
And what he said?
I tried to tell him, I said, send a letter to the board so we can work together. GGA needs you. He said, oh, Madam President, I can't do that. 2027, my suspension or whatever will be over. So he knows the deadline. You know?
Mr. Double. Yeah, of course. Very so. He must have lived in the same state of Ohio for himself. He's a smart young man. He has a bright future. And sometimes, that's why I always tell you.
You sure you think that we're holding our money?
Don't allow, the money, like the president, So it's better if I have to live in the basement than taking somebody offering the money and 9,000 and putting it in my account. I prefer to live in the basement and carry on my work. If that's, then to take organization money, 9,000, a group money and put it in my pocket. I would prefer that one.
Were you in the meeting, Isaac?
Which meeting?
Michael V said the last time I checked, Mr. Uriah Soon was one of the UN of Moses P. Harris that removed Mr. Vladdy Soul from power as president of Moses P. Harris. Today, Mr. Soul don't have idea to most PRAs in America. Were you part of that meeting?
Oh yes, and thank you very much, Margot V. It's funny though, really. You right also, yeah, most PRA UN, and you know that, Mr. Double. He was one of the president, and I respect Mr. Uriah so. That's why he on the other side. I respect him a lot. I have great respect for him. But today he blindfolded because what his co-chair now is on the other side, so he didn't know it. But he's the same man that was actually in that word UN. You see what UN, United Nations? It does not just mean, it means that you are the father. It means that you are the person that solves issue. Yesterday, when he was on the back preaching and doing the right thing to impeach Fleniso, but yet into it now, because now Fleniso is on the thing as co-chair, he know everything. But again, those things speak about the leadership of Mr. Gamer. Everything I don't have, I mean, it's about Mr. Gamer. It's Mr. Gamer who reward these people. Who gave Mr. Sona to be the co-chair of president? It's Mr. Gamer. I don't have it, it's Mr. Gamer, and that tells you who this person is. And that is this a person that you want to lead the Grand Jury Association? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. So, Madam Poah, President Poah. So that's how we're going to do it tonight. We're going to give you time.
No question,
This music is hot.
That's our flag.
The president wants 2 minutes to greet us in crown, and then we're gonna give Mr. Isaac the chance also to greet us in Kunembo. We'll let the president speak any. So the president will speak any of those crown.
So one last.
Go ahead.
While we're doing the closing, I will call your attention to make another poor judgment call.
Madam President, can you say something in crown?
Wuluwa.
What do you mean, Wuluwa?
It's me. Hello. Good night.
I don't know what opinion saying to be Wuluwa. Get a Wuluwa. So, Madam President, the port team, they are here. They've been here now for almost 3 hours. Thanks very much. And I'm
kept up for 3 hours.
Wow.
I mean, the conversation is going straight up. And my platform is open to anyone who wants to debunk me or want to run their campaign. Madam President, go ahead.
One last thing before we can close up. Another poor judgment, right? You know, between the VP, she said the data stuff. Oh, you know how she's Mr. and President Gamer said the VP was telling about, oh, we got to do this. But can you imagine another problem that caused Kunambo district to lose money, and also the Kunambo speaking organization to lose money because of her action? Went on live, Facebook Live. If you don't support the event, why go on live to attack a whole district?
Who did that?
The VP slew. I'm just saying that's another poor judgment. You know, we're talking about leaders now, because you remember when we met with you would meet with country leaders. Our administration met with VP Kuhn and Mr. Jerry will tell you. You will be pressed to meet with leaders, so you got to have that ability to make.
We're afraid to get Gibson in the meeting after I corner him and your brother to talk to him.
So
Mr. Gibson, Gibson very well.
So if you are now a leader or trying to aspire to be VP and vice presidential candidate, you have Kunamba district is having event. The same day you able to discourage, you able to change the day, but you said the event must be held the same place. Okay, you have, let's say you don't have control over that, but what gave you now as a leader to go live and go preach against a whole district program?
Are you a member of the
Where
Kunamo
in,
district?
eh?
Are you a member of the Kunamo
Of
district?
course, I'm a member of Kunamba district. I'm a bona fide member of Kunamba
So you are
district.
telling us tonight that Madam Slew, Josephine Slew, tried to sabotage your
The
organization
records are
program?
there. She spoke against that. She went live, and then the two events were held to the same place. So now the district and at a loss. I mean the Kunamba teams and Kunamba speaking people and at a loss. Then later on in the other place, the other people. So you want to always be able to connect people, not to divide. That's what a great leader does. Always look for problem intervention. Don't make the problem worse. Find solution to problem. Okay. So I don't know. Seriously, I'm concerned about our whole team.
Again, Mr. Double, just to add to what the president said, and sometimes when people speak, you listen carefully, and sometimes they will just speak, but sometimes you got to listen the message they are putting across. At the past women conference in Kansas City, Missouri, Mr. Gilman went on stage and he said, I'm just paraphrasing, I go all around in the country here. I talked to
Oh
about
yeah,
60,
that was bad.
60 or 76 women. I talked to 60 women. They all refused to be my VP candidate. But my good friend Josephine Slew was the only person that accepted it. I mean, listen carefully. You talk to 60 plus women,
65, and she became a
65
66.
women, 66. Please, I stand to be correct by the number, but it's
No,
60
it was
plus.
65. She was a 66.
Yeah. They all refuse to be your running mate. What does that mean? She was the only person. What does that mean? It means, oh, you are not even considered in the first place, though. When everybody have been approached, they all said no. And because they said no to him, no, they don't want to be a vice president of Grand Association, but because of his leadership style, they don't believe in him. They don't trust him to lead this union. And that's why those hardworking women, respectful women, I don't know who they are. He knows them. Women
65 was French.
who are give so much to the organization, who our hard working members, and they all said no. When are you? No, I will not want to be your friend. It speaks a lot about a person's character. It speaks a lot about a person's leadership skill. Let that sink in. So
Okay.
I just want to make that point.
So now, thank you very much, Madam President and Mr. Vice President. We will close this show here. Gilmore is calling. I'm going to let him to speak professionally tonight. So,
yeah.
Mr. Gilmore, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good, Prince. How you doing?
Yeah, you want to debunk something they're saying about you?
No, I mean, it's not about me, but I just want to.
How you doing, Mr. President?
Let me say hi to the national president, and to the national VP. The VP says something when you ask, and I just want all Granadians to know that I am proud, and I stand by my decision to choose Uriah Song as my campaign manager, and I am proud to choose Flendy as the assistant. He's a great son, and I stand by my decision 100%. Now, and I will soon be leaving. When you ask the national president about the question about where she lives, you heard the national vice president Isaac. He said it's not important. I want all Granadians to pay attention to that. He said it's not important. It's not relevant. Now, but that team are focusing on my location of residence. I mean, so you see the difference.
Now they are concerned about I live in this place, I live in that place. But when you ask the national president, the vice president saying it's not important. Now, if you talk about my decision making, why I went with the VP, just for the correction, and they said I spoke to 100 Nigerian women, which of course is true. But you know what? All of them refused. They refused. They said, look at the way they're treating Josephine. They're going all into her private life. Do you really think that's something that we want to take for people to go in our private life and talk about us on general platform?
Well, you already spoke. You already spoke to these people before you met
You
Josephine.
spoke to everybody got a Josephine.
No. Before that, because Josephine wanted for us. Josephine gave us the go ahead, and Josephine gave us the go ahead, and because that's why we're going out there. Let's take it as example. The chaplain. They're refusing it, and every one of them set example on Josephine. They said, look at how they're treating Josephine. They're going into her private life. They're saying that. Do you really think? My husband said they will put my name on Facebook. They will talk about my relation. They use Josephine as a yardstick. It's not like, why these people, if I call some names that support, why the people are making donations, they are supporting, or they're not, but they use Josephine as the yardstick that they're afraid of the character being tinted. That was the reason. I just want to put it out there. So I want to say thank you. And
so no, please answer the question. See you there. See you are on here.
Let me end, please.
So I'm proud to go with Josephine. Be it whatever happened, I pay loyalty and respect to people who stood by me. When Grandchildren were calling me 1% crime, Josephine stood by me, and I will live with that decision. Be it whatever. I lose or not, I'm still Grandchildren. I will be part of the organization, but I would never betray her. I stand by it 100%. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gilmore. Thank you very much. That's the voice of the guy who want to take the seat from Edith Poah.
So when he came over here tonight, we never said, why he's not living in his place, or he has no place. No, we never used the word he doesn't have a place. So when supporters say these things, it's not about us saying, he doesn't have this place. We're talking about campaign management team when they come out. But we are saying here tonight, we said you in your own words, you spoke to 65 women. I don't know how you are counting them as you're speaking, and then you are documenting 65 good women, and they all let you down. Okay, you don't want to be. You never used it. So now it's like a little contradiction to say, okay, I spoke to 100 women.
When I get the last caller, then we'll let Isaac to speak. Then we'll let you to speak. Then we'll play
the
So caller, where you calling from? What's your name?
Yes, my name is VK Kabo. I'm the secretary of the Poah for the Edith Poah and Azin our team Port.
Go ahead.
And I want to say thank you to Madam President and the Vice President. They did a wonderful job tonight. Breaking down the issue, discussing Granger and what they have done. I think it's clear. There's a clear contrast between the show yesterday and your show today. You can see from the engagement of even your viewers, you will know that it's a clear contrast. But I called because Joven came on and he came to speak. And when Joven is speaking, sometimes you gotta be scratching your head. This guy, I don't know if you understand what he's saying, but then we have to question the man ability.
Man, you gotta respect the president. The man is the president for the local chapter.
He's a presidential candidate. He's not a president.
The man president for a chapter. Either is the national president. The man is the president for our local chapter. So.
Okay, the man local chapter president, but he's not a president. I don't want to make that clear. He's a president for a local chapter. He's not a national president. He's a presidential candidate.
We know that.
For the national.
But let's respect the man. Let's respect the man.
Oh, we respect the man, but I'm saying the man's decision-making skills is terrible. I mean, look at the man, 2 campaign managers. The man said he said it himself in Kentucky. He asked 65 women, and Josephine Sloop was 66. He comes on here and says 65 women were scared to be vice president of him. I can tell you, my brother, 65 women in the Granger community are not scared to do anything. They didn't want to be as. They did not respect his decision-making skills, and that's the reason why they refuse to be, part of his team.
Okay.
And so he had to go with Josephine because Josephine was just there. She was not the first option. She was not option 1. She was not number 2. She was not number 15. She was not number 25. She was not even number 45.
Thank you.
So we number 66. So,
Thank you. The man said, thought to 60. You made a post 60. I go to 66. Never know 66. Thank you very much for how you are. Thank you, my man.
I'm not making this on his own video.
All right, thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Madam President, and thank you, Mr. Vice President. You did a wonderful job on the show. Thank you.
Michael V. Clark, Romeo.
Thank you, Mr. Poah, CEO. My name is Mrs. Michael V. Clark Romeo, and I just want to employ my president and my VP. Thank you so much for such a professionalism. When you exhibit some leadership skill in you, principle, people know when you are a leader, you are a leader. But I just want to say thank you tonight for coming up here, being very calm, respectful, professional. It pays a lot. And I want to speak to my Grenadians. Vote, put your county first, and team put. I'm speaking tonight as a core care campaign manager, assistant campaign manager to Mr. Augusta Talon. My name is Michael V. Clark.
So the same position where Vladdy Show get to?
Oh yes, and my records are clear. Vladdy Show know my records are clear. So
I don't want to know who records clear that. I just want to know you're on the same position. You'll be taking the same pay and the same rate.
Sure, definitely. And for me, don't take that break over. I do stuff for my people. If you love your people, you should go extra miles for them. I don't take bribe. My integrity pays. I don't take that or rest. And two samples.
Madam Romeo Clark, thank you very much for the 1 minute that was afforded to you, and we will talk to you next time. Thank you very much. Let's go now.
Thank you.
Let's go now to Mr. Vice President and Omer Pape, Mr. Vice President. I say, your parting comments, sir.
Okay. Pranya Maino, Muluao, Mukraine, your Mantroine. Ajida, you de Ablala. We're doing ta aswa watamamue emo usia ka wara amunyo klayo o amundeo dikra abla ne yoda esemo ka apoma nyokla no esemo apomo ye Mokliwanya yo da adebeke ababeke abrabeke unai kranjidera wapon avruke wapon aiwe apon di amanuna emon rosia da inye ablanyo klayo de kriblida. So again, my fellow Grenadian tonight, I just want to show hello. It's been a long time, but I want to say thank you to my fellow Grenadian tonight, Mr. Double. I want to say thank you, Madam President. I want to say thank you again tonight. The people of Grenadian have seen the kind of leader you are. It's a leadership, and before you can become a leader, you need to serve. You need to serve, You can't just get on one day and say, no, what, I want to leave. No, it doesn't work. Start from small, and grow up. That's who you are as a leader. Tonight, we are showing you what we have done. When we talk about where we met the organization and where we are going. Yes, the organization was formed in 1975, and our past leader, they all did something good. They all do something good. And then we are building upon where they start. We don't know it all. We are here to listen. We are here to listen to people like you are listening tonight. So please, in as much as we are a leader, but we don't know it all. We have our shortfall too, just like you. And that's why we always listen. A leader is someone that listens, and that's why my president, the national president, she's a woman that listens. I know many of you ask the questions, like the oracle asked, where do you get a passion for? Why do you spend all that money, all your time, and think all I want to hear? How can we come to you and ask you to support and donate to Grand Youth Association when we ourselves we are not making our sacrifices? We have to make those sacrifices. And that's why we are here. You know the difference. We are in an election year, and come 2025 in Louisville, Kentucky, the message is clear. It's clear. Do you want to go back where we come from? Do you want to go back? Or do you want to go forward? Please, do you want to reward people who took organization money and put it in their pocket and carry it away? Do you want people to be a leader who, even though they say they will provide life insurance for the Grand Youth Association, they are waiting here until they become president before they do all this thing? Is that kind of leader you are looking for? Or do you want where we are? Is this where we are? Is it perfect? No. We have room. And that is why we are asking everybody, if you have brighter idea that how all we can come together and move this organization forward, bring it on board. We are one body. We have one common goal. We want to carry development back home in Grand Youth. That is our plan. That's why we're all here tonight. We may all have different policy and whatsoever. At the end of the day, we have one goal. We want to help our people back home, and we also want to help ourselves here first. So how do we do this? That's where we need a leader that will listen, a leader that will bring the community together. You see the vibrant, you see the past convention here. You see it today. How we all come together here today. You seen it. You seen that zeal that Grandians are coming together. You seen the system that we put in place, that today your money is safe. Today that you don't have to worry about, oh, what is the chapter president for or this person? I don't have the president. No. All you have to do, call that one area number, that extension, you are in touch with that person. Or who should I send it to? No, send it to the chapter email, to the board email, to the or to the official email. You see, these things sometimes you may not feed it, you may not touch it, you may not see it, but this we live in a great country called United States. And today, this country is great because they have a system in place. They have a structure. You don't just get up and do things. You don't just get up, oh, because what I want to do this project and just go and do it. No. You have to, as always my presidents always say, you have to cross the T. Yeah, you have to cross the T. You got to check every point. You got to ask every question. They may not look good. And that's where it is my honor to work with Madam Edith Poah as the national president, because why this lady, she listened. I've been with her when it is tough, when they have to make the hard decision. She listened to everyone. She listened to everybody, and she'll be the last person to speak. It doesn't matter whether your advice, your point is small or is big. She will listen to you. She will listen to everybody in the room. And that's the kind of leader we need. We need a leader who will listen. In fact, you will agree with me, even in meetings, to the extent where sometimes we, the leader, the administration, we will get angry with her because what she wants to listen to everybody. And so that we'll go 4 hours, and at the end, we'll go to our after post meeting, we get mad with her. She said, no. That's what we are here for. We have to listen to our member. And that's the kind of leader you want. You want somebody that will listen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Mr. Double.
To your people.
Look at the time you are on here tonight and actually giving us free service. It should be well with our people. And together, we will get the job done. It takes a team with strong passion to be able to have our county to be like other counties within the country. Look at NEMA. People talking about university, they're talking about bridges, they're talking about other stuff. While we are here worrying about little stuff, all it takes is for us to be able to work together and see how best. The Cringenians are very passionate people. Look at Mr. Double. It has to be passion. It has to be love for Mama Jida for him to do what he's doing. And we say thanks to you and even your family for allowing you to do what you are doing. To all the people on here tonight, like Mr. Double said, I don't know, maybe 3 hours plus or almost 3 hours. You all are here because you want to listen and see who is the best candidate for our union. There is no doubt. There is no doubt. It is not an issue of debate. It is not an issue of confusion. It is very glaring. The prints are all on the wall that the Poah Sinawe team is the best. Why am I saying so? Mr. Gilmer himself, President Gilmer, he said he asked 65 Virginia women to work with him, and they all rejected him. What does that tell you? He took his VP at number 66 to accept that. Not only she accepted that, she's now on the ticket where they haven't even look at the kind of mistakes that are being made. Took a camp two top official of your team. They are no longer in a position to they have limit. The campaign manager cannot even go to Moses P. Harris program freely. The
No,
the
it's
I
the
mean the deputy
it's the
campaign manager,
yeah.
the coach, the campaign manager himself, GGA program, that problem. Okay. The VP he has now within the district, she's still all confusion. There are when it comes to leadership, you will be faced with a lot of challenges. You do not be moved by emotions. You got to process things and do what matters most. At this point in time of our lives, when our country needs development and we have to be able to run to have competition with other people and do the best, it will require sound judgment, great leadership skills. And I can tell you, that's what we have. We are now able to connect our county with this union. As we speak, we have 3 committees that we are already part of at the college level. We already have the connection with the Grand Cheetah Caucus, the county leadership, including the superintendent and his people. We are working together. When it comes to the United States, where our union is, everywhere we are connected with our chapter leaders. We are bringing people on board like it's no day. You can't be like emotional. You can't be the one to take Facebook and you'll be fussing at each other, throwing jabs at each other. No, you can't do that. Okay? You have to bring the broken pieces together. You gotta do, don't get me wrong, you know, Mr. Gilman could be a leader, but from what I'm seeing right now, we need to be able to mentor him to be a leader, because there are a lot of things at risk. Having your own business, like they say, it is different from actually leading an organization, especially a huge organization like this. The man just spoke. Does that sound like a leader that will lead us right now that is ready? He said, I stick with my decision. And this lady, I'm not gonna let her go. I'm gonna keep her because this is not when you got a job to do. When the people give you a task to perform that require people lives, that you have to make sound judgment, you can't get finished to be attached. There's a thing called we have a job to do, and what the people fail to do becomes the responsibility of the leader. Therefore, it is an expectation for everyone to do what is expected. And with you as a leader leading from the front, not to say, oh, you know what, I like you. So what happened if she does something wrong? Because he has that loyalty attachment, then it is a done deal. Nothing gonna happen. My VP knows where I stand. I know where my VP stands. He's not the VP that's gonna say, so say one, so say all. The team that we have, the entire team, we have our secretary. He's competent enough to be a leader. We have the treasurer. She can run this organization. We have our chaplain. We have leaders. You know, why would you want to turn your back at this kind of a team and say, oh no, because of whatever reason, then I want to know why. And because I know you have a love for your county and your people, and with the results that you are seeing, with everything you're seeing right now, we're about to have a community park. We're about to have our nursing department. We're about to get people to be able to volunteer to train. We also have the financial house. You can sleep. You know exactly where your money going. We can tell you. We give you all our reports. We're trying to bring the program. And don't get me wrong. You know, before I can close, previous leaders before us did their best. There are stages. In the 70s, our leaders, they decided to organize themselves because they were just few people away from home, and they decided to help themselves. In the 80s, they decided to work together, help people who are coming here, and at the same time help the government, because by then our leader was from our county. So with that, then the other leaders in the 90s, they were faced with the most difficult task ever in the history of our union. We were pressed against the wall with the senseless civil war in Liberia. That everyone, there is no winner. They were able to help us out. So, and then when we got into the in 2000, these people, the other leaders decided, they said it's about time for us to do the resettlement program to bring our people. And it was just few people. And these people did their best to be able to help. So we must respect every leader. That's where we come from. We say people are called veterans. Had it not been because of them, there would be no union here. And you gotta respect the person for what, because especially volunteering, your time, your money, especially those people. So we gotta respect all our leaders. But at this time, where we are right now, it is about time for us to start from where they end, and for us to be able to where they end, we need to be able to pretty much put our union first and work together and carry out. It's now time for development. That's all we need to focus on. It's time for development. It's not time for us to argue. It is not. There is no way you can sleep sound to look at this team and say, you know what, I'm going to replace Asing with Madam Josephine Slew. I'm going to replace Edith Poah with President Gilmore. I'm going to replace, all the other people. The whole team. They are great people. They are good, but not to lead this union at this point in time. Even the treasurer. You saw the video, the man has always been giving a compliment, maybe because, for some reason, I know my brother may have a change of mind and come back because of his love for this union. So in closing, I want us to do what is best for Mama Jide. We can only do our part, but we want you all to be able to re-elect us, give us the 2 years, 2 more years to serve, and take our union to where it needs to be until the next leadership can come. I close and I say, may God bless our union, and thank you all. Love you all. Bye.
Thank you very much, Madam President. That's it. We call it the state we live in, according to shot. So you got to understand that is this state will call a shot for those who goes to the executive mansion. So when I be report, eat a poah.
Association in America. Il est pour aller away. Gaïdou. C'est bas. Attends.
And still will the super producer.
Wow, I know. Tell me your neck, you do not have I will go out. I'll be glad you. I will go out. Did I know? Not you. I'll be glad you. I'll be just here. I tell I said that I will go out. I'll be glad you. I know. I'll be glad you. I will go out. I'll be glad you. Il est pour au projet il est pour au projet au projet il est pour au projet I will go out, I'll be chasing you. Go out, and no. I'm watching the Lua de la Gay. Pull up on the battle, and that's what you was saying. You the Aqua, you always say you.
We're gonna let it go. We're gonna let it go and have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the week and be blessed and safe, be warm and be safe out there. It's getting cold over here to our own area, but we indoor and we are warm here. Thank God for the little house or houses that we got around here to keep ourselves warm. God bless everybody. And God bless everybody. Bless everybody. Bye. Tomorrow again, we're going to be here tomorrow. Yes, trying to get a guest here. We don't know yet, but we're trying to straighten out and get a guest here. And then we're going to be here tomorrow. God bless everybody.